Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sovereign Citizen Saturday. Good dramatic pauses in there. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for the hype train. We're already at 74% to level 1. Remember, it's Subtember, so all subs, whether personal or gift subs, are 20% off, and I still get the same payout as usual. So thanks, Twitch, for that. Appreciate it. Speedy Yoshi with 30 bits says, "This has nothing to do with Sovereign Citizens, but I need to show you this. It's insane how people are trying to S-word for Scott once again." Scott who? Okay, I hate to be that person, and I'm gonna lose followers for saying this, but I have to say it. What is happening with the Taliban in Afghanistan is exactly the type of thing Five Nights at Freddy's creator Scott Cawthorn was donating and voting to prevent, and Twitter canceled him for. Oh my god. I don't care about the asshole who made Five Nights at Freddy's. Genuinely. Did I see Peter's video today? I just pulled it up. I know he's not a sovereign citizen, but I'll always make an exception for Peter, so maybe at the end of the stream we can check it out. Razzle Tazzle says, "Please send love. I went climbing today and my partner accidentally dropped a rock on my head. I was too dumb to wear a helmet." Always wear a helmet! I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're not experiencing any symptoms of a concussion. Don't fall asleep! Is that a myth? I actually don't know. Pointless, thanks for 4 months. Bardlock Moses with 100 bits, thank you very much. Kirthin, thanks for 12 months, says, "OMG, it's my anniversary." Happy anniversary. The Winter Crow, thanks for 4 months, says, "Hey Hannah, love your streams, hope you're well. I hope you're well as well." Jamie Lynn says, "How you doing, Hannah? Let's kick Texas out from the Union." Bardlock Moses, thanks for gifting a sub. Ice Queen with 50 bits says, "Bits for hype and for joy that my Nittany Lions won today." Cool. 38% to level 2. So, I just got back from a date with Baja. We went to go see Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Here's my spoiler-free review, if you're curious. God, I gotta fix the lighting on this camera. I look like a fucking ghost. Like, I'm pretty white in real life, but this is not true to life how I look. Oh my god. Let me see if I can adjust this. Give me a sec, and then I'll do sort of a review of Shang-Chi. Configure video. It's probably a white balance thing, right? A little bit more like that. Maybe that? Does that look okay? Let's try that. Daddy Sume with a link. Trump loyalist Michael Flynn and MyPillow CEO Michael Lindell team up with anti-vax doctors for, quote, Health and Freedom Tour to spread pandemic disinformation, report says. Oh, that should go well for them. Jesus. Paladin lost with 300 bits. Thank you. Evil Dead Guy says, is Big Stinky Baby a sovereign citizen? I don't mean to concern anyone, but Big Stinky Baby has broken containment and he's on the lam. So if anyone sees a Big Stinky Baby, don't approach him. Call your local authorities. And I know what you're thinking, a cab. But honestly, shooting on sight is the best strategy for Big Stinky Baby anyway. So, keep an eye out. On the lam. Nolis18, thanks for gifting a sub. Speedy Yoshi says, Hannah, you're already pretty no matter what lighting. Oh, thanks. Ice Queen says, isn't Big Stinky Baby on screen right now? Oof! Damn. Oh, you're talking about Peter. I thought you were throwing shade at me, and I was like, oof. Don't know what I did for that, but fair play. Annie Kai says, all my homies hate Big Stinky Baby. Yeah, I think this is a slightly better camera settings, I think. I'm pretty pale, but you can still at least see the red in my face, which is really there, so. Anyway, so, I guess here's my spoiler-free review of Shang-Chi. It was very entertaining. It was a really good... If you like Marvel movies, of course, go see this. It's a really entertaining origin story. I'm kind of sick of origin stories, but it's not too bad. It starts basically in the middle. I applaud them, because actually the first 10 minutes of Shang-Chi is in Chinese. I'm not sure what... I know that there isn't just a language called Chinese. I'm aware that there's, like, Mandarin, and there's other dialects. I'm aware. I don't know which one it is. I apologize. But, like, the first 10 minutes of the movie are in Chinese with subtitles. And for, like, a Marvel movie that are made for the lowest common denominator, you know, people out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in the United States, I'm surprised they started the movie with 10 minutes of subtitles. That's all I'm saying. So that was good. How's the fighting? The fighting was great. The fighting was the best part. It's not like... How do I put this? You're not getting, like, Ip Man fights or, like... How do I put this? I've seen much better choreography in Kung Fu movies, but it's probably the best choreographed fighting in a Marvel project ever. Does that make sense? Like, it's entertaining super Kung Fu fights. If you want to see people do super Kung Fu, go check out Shang-Chi. Very entertaining. But yeah, the editing was better in terms of, most Marvel fight scenes. The camera isn't cutting every half a millisecond. It tracked what was happening. You could see the action and what's going on. Better than Iron Fist? Oh, for sure. For sure. Moppy Mutton says, don't let vegan teacher know about Big Stinky Baby being on the lam. Speedy Yoshi says, but it's SJW because no white man. I'm genuinely confused about that because the other day, Nerdrotic, who's one of those people in the Fandom Menace. By the way, thank you, I'll just say right now, thank you, Anonymous Gifter, for gifting 50 Tier 1 subs to the community. That's absolutely bonkers. I've been getting ridiculous amounts of subs this September, and it means so much to me. Thank you. More entertaining than Iron Fist? Yes, for sure. 100%. We're at 700% of the level 5 hype train. We've been killing these hype trains this month so far. Ice Queen says, vegan teacher does seem very obsessed with lambs and chicks in particular. So anyway, Nerdrotic did the whole thing where he was complaining and he called it the MCU, which is a derogatory term they use to talk about the MCU becoming, quote, feminized or something. No. I don't even understand why they said it for this movie specifically. Because Shang-Chi is the main character, but it's kind of an ensemble cast. And two of the main characters, other than Shang, are his sister and his friend, who happens to be a woman. So I'm assuming that they are upset that some of the supporting characters are women, and that they have agency in the story and aren't just objects to be saved or blackmailed with. Is that it? Is that like the entire reason that they think it's MCU? Like, his sister can also fight, so she's in some of the fight scenes. Cool. And his friend also is in one of the fight scenes. Cool. Like, I don't know. It's just frustrating that they see women in roles in movies with any agency, and they automatically label it as, like, SJW, air quotes, propaganda. Very weird. Overall, good movie. Ice Queen says, I mean, isn't that what they did with Black Panther? I guess, basically. 50 subs did hit the hype train. We got 700% of the hype train. Some people's just get frozen sometimes, so yours might not have updated, but yes, we did get to level 5. Sentient Bean says, is Shang-Chi supposed to be the Mandarin before he went bad, or a separate character? Shang-Chi is the son of the Mandarin. The Mandarin is his father. Kirthin, thanks for gifting a sub. Trying to think what else I could say without it being too spoilery. Not the Iron Man Mandarin, hopefully. You'll see. I don't want to spoil it again. Wong from Doctor Strange shows up in the movie. These are in the trailer, so I'm fine with sharing this. Wong is in the movie from Doctor Strange, and so is Abomination from the Incredible Hulk movie. He shows up, and him and Wong fight briefly, which is pretty fun. Again, that shows up in the trailer. Is Howard the Duck in it? He's not. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a short that revealed that the Mandarin... The Trevor Slattery actor Mandarin is not the real Mandarin. There is a real Mandarin, and he's in this movie. Although he doesn't like to be called the Mandarin. Either way, entertaining movie. Baha said it's her favorite MCU movie. I don't think I feel that way, but she does, so if that's an engage for you, check it out. If you do, only go if you're vaccinated, please. I haven't seen a movie since 2019, I don't think, so it was interesting seeing a movie in theaters again. I actually enjoyed it, more than I normally do, just because it had been so long. Although at one point, a woman did pull out her phone down the row from us, and that pissed me off. And she was just texting for like 10 minutes. Like, I kind of understand if you just needed to check the time or something. I get it. But she pulled out her phone and was texting for like 10 minutes. Lady, we're watching a fucking movie. If you need to text or there's an emergency, go outside the theater. I don't understand why people are so rude. Trevor of the House Belmont, thank you for 11 months. R1660 says September, huh? Will there be a Domcember or May-O? Oh my god. What's my favorite MCU movie? Maybe Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2. I just really love that movie. And I have mad daddy issues, so... Habulary batteries, yeah. No, but Shang-Chi was good. I'd recommend it. Check it out. There are 2 after-credit scenes. One in the mid-credits, one at the end credits. I'd recommend you stay for them. Oh, here's a... I'll give one sort of spoiler just because it's funny and it doesn't really spoil the context. But Captain Marvel shows up in the first end credit scene. And it makes me wonder if when Jeremy saw the movie, his blood pressure shot up immediately once Brie Larson came on screen. Was he like, oh my god, why can't I escape? Alright, let's get into the stuff. I think that's enough preamble, and I did my necessary talking about the MCU stuff because I love it. Oh, I got to see the trailers for Spider-Man and Eternals in theater too. Those movies look really entertaining. Alright. So, let's see what we got. January 6th defendant, Pauline Bauer, who has notified the court she's a sovereign citizen and is seeking to defend herself in court, has made this statement to the court and feds per prosecutors. So this is someone who was a defendant in the January 6th Capitol snafu, let's call it. Quote, I will not be signing any tacit agreements, especially when they apply to me directly, as being withheld evidence. The judge stated that I will be defending myself. That's how it works. I know you are new to this case, but I retain my right to self-determination. The court is aware of the oh god, why is it always the fucking Latin or whatever? Sestui Quae V trust that I am executor of and retain my rights to contract when I choose to under admiralty law. I challenge the court's jurisdiction and domain over a living soul. Oh, this isn't gonna go well for her. I am also aware that if you can get a felony charge, you, the defense attorney, the courts, and the judge all get paid from CQV PCT. That's not true. Courts do not get paid for convictions, nor lawyers get paid. Especially defense attorneys don't get paid more if they lose the case. Are you kidding me? I am not a citizen, person, or resident. I am a woman, a living soul. I am also aware that my case number has a QSIP number. There must be corpus delicti. If there is no victim, there is no crime. How can a dead entity be a victim? And I did not have intent, nor did I cause harm to anyone. Why do you think Vivian and Jacob asked you to take over this case? I mandate a copy of your malfeasance and malpractice insurance, so I may make a future tort claim for Title 18, Section 241 and 242. You arrested people without due process of law. The arrest is part of the due process. You get arrested when you're suspected of a crime and then charged, and then the court case happens. If need be, I will be filing a writ of habeas to the Court of Claims. Just habeas, not habeas corpus. I suggest you review the search warrant and the transcripts, as well as my notice of special appearance. Pauline Bauer. Yeah, that's not going to go well for her, is it? Show everyone how pretty you look today. She got all dressed up for our date.
Hello.
What?
My eyeshadow.
What a lovely lady. Look at that fucking eyeshadow. Fuck yeah. So that's a sovereign citizen who was at the January 6th thing. Not gonna go well for her, would be my guess. Ice Queen says, both look great.
Yeah, Hannah looks very pretty today, too.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
I love you too.
I had so much fun.
Me too.
It's not the bi flag. It's, like, meant to match my dress. It's, like, green, blue, and purple. It ended up kind of looking...
You can't claim common law jurisdiction. That isn't a thing. The jurisdiction you are in is the jurisdiction you are in. You cannot unilaterally decide that you can change the jurisdiction you fall under. That's not how jurisdiction works.
Enacted God, so we have freedom to move, you know?
Okay, I'm fine with that, and you are, and as I am as well. The details you...
Did you just say $3 billion or 3 pots of gold? Is he a leprechaun? Pots of gold is not a unit of measurement. What?
On into you. Where are my 3 pots of gold at the end of the rainbow?
3 pots of gold!
You've given me on this.
A person is not a corporate entity. You are a person. You are a human being. You are your legal name as far as the law is concerned. They're all the same thing. It's not some way to trick you. It's just how you're referred to. Ice Queen says they realize they're not on the sea, right? I do not get the whole maritime law thing, and I never will. I think it just started as someone grifting, and then it got picked up, and a lot of people believe it now. I'm not sure entirely why they think everything is maritime law, but they think it is. Marcus Drake, thanks for 12 months. Happy anniversary. Says, oh shit, a whole year. On topic, the judge I clerk for recused herself because a sovereign citizen filed a lien against her, and she was like, fuck this nonsense. Yep, they'll do that. It's called paper terrorism. They'll block up the courts with all sorts of bullshit, and they'll file false liens against people, which is a felony in and of itself. If you file a lien against someone and they don't actually owe you that money, that's a felony. It's as good as stealing from them. So that guy's probably real fucked. Especially doing it against a judge.
What a start to the day.
Oh my god. I don't understand the Sovsit people. I don't get it. What happened with Peter? What about him? I still have the thing up. We're probably gonna watch that close to the end of the stream, because it's not the... It's a Sovereign Citizen Saturday. We're supposed to focus on that, but someone said to watch his video from today, so I'll do it later. Could you do me a favor? Yeah. My water's down there. Could you bring it? Yeah. Thanks.
I'll do you one better. If it needs to be filled, I'll also fill it.
I appreciate that. Alright, what sovereign citizen is next? This is a brief one. This is a woman, an anti-masker, anti-COVID restrictions person. There's like a COVID checkpoint. I don't know if this is like in the EU and it's between countries. I have no idea where this is. But it's basically something in order to check, hey, have you been vaccinated or something? I don't know. She blows through it. So let's see how this goes. It does say WA Police, which would be Washington. It's possible she was maybe trying to get in or out of Canada. No idea. If you ever have a trailer or anything on your car and it starts to fishtail like that, never try and, this is just advice in general, never try and correct it by turning left or right, because you're just going to make it fishtail even worse. What you're supposed to do is just remain straight and speed up, and that'll hopefully stabilize it if you're ever in a situation like this. Oh, Western Australia. Gotcha. WA is Western Australia. Also stands for Washington State. Wow, absolutely destroyed her camper, or whatever they call them. Ugh, completely destroyed the, like, tailgate attachment. Oh my god, her car's on fire! Is she the Ghost Rider? I don't know what the music is. I didn't do the music. Sorry. You think she threw that out? How did she think that was gonna go? Did she think she was gonna outrun the police with towing a trailer, a camper, whatever? Caravan? Maybe they call them caravans in Australia. Here they call them campers. Weird. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
This one's short.
I'm videotaping. I'm just videotaping. I'm just videotaping.
Oh! Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, running up to cops when they're arresting someone, not a great move. Absolutely film them. You have a right to film them as long... Like, if they tell you you need to back up, you're supposed to back up. But as long as you're a reasonable distance away, you should film the cops. But that's a bad idea. Running up to them, yeah.
I'm just videotaping.
Oh, that's excessive. That's so excessive. Hydrate. I'm sure that skinny woman in her 30s was about to absolutely fuck those cops up.
Oh, I'm just videotaping it. I'm just videotaping it. I didn't fucking do anything.
Jesus. That was extreme. Anti-mask Karen threatens to sue officers over mask mandate and gets arrested. I love this.
I don't have to give you a reason.
Hold on, let me turn it up a little bit.
Legally you do.
No, I don't.
Alright, do you have any ID?
No, I don't.
No? What's your details?
I'm not prepared to give them to you.
Are we under arrest?
No.
The issue is you are committing an offence. If you don't,
Give us
No,
the
we're not
details.
committing an offence.
you are required by law to provide your name and address.
Which law is that?
It's a Commonwealth offence. Okay?
Which one?
Huh?
Would you ask chat if there are any woodworkers in the audience? And what the best wood safe glue would be to fix an antique chair?
Baha asks if there's anyone who does woodwork in the chat, and if so, what is the best glue to fix an antique chair? So someone answer if you happen to know the answer. Felix Night Owl says, good news, Australia has finally given vaccination targets of 80% of their territories to open up for immigration. I've been accepted to a university there and have been waiting for almost a year now. Congratulations, that's awesome.
It's
Cupcake King just says, wood glue, which is true.
Yeah, but is there like a brand?
Is there a specific brand of wood glue?
Commonwealth law.
Can you show me that one? 'Cause I've had it
No, I don't need to
before.
show you. I just
Someone says, what materials? Wood would be my guess.
Yeah, it's
Wood.
informed.
It's actually not Commonwealth law.
Wood glue, quality wood glue, and clamp it for like 20 hours.
Okay.
You don't know what you're talking about right now.
Okay. Well, either way, you are required to provide your details.
No, I am not. I know what I'm talking about. I would not be arguing with you, sir. I'm telling you the facts. I don't need to give you anything. Have I committed a crime?
Yes.
It's a criminal.
It's always interesting to me when the sovereign citizens, or anyone like this really, asks a question like that, and then they get an answer they don't like. Because obviously she expects them to say, no, of course you haven't committed a crime. But they're like, yes, you've committed a crime. They just tend to ignore the answer because it's not what they wanted to hear.
Criminal matter now for not wearing a...
Paladin Lost says Gorilla Glue or Tight Bond 3 Ultimate.
Okay.
Tight Bond, someone else says Tight Bond is the brand I have at home. Don't know how relatively good it is, but it stuck my woods together.
a mask.
Yes, correct.
So you can arrest me
Okay.
if I'm-
Will you arrest us?
Technically.
Yeah.
You can?
Until we can confirm ID.
Okay.
we can
We're not prepared to give you ID.
We're going to have to place you under arrest if you
Okay.
don't give us ID.
Say that again.
We're going to have to place you under arrest if you do not give us ID.
And what's your name, sir?
My name's Jared.
Thank you.
Right there, and Phil Gibby.
Okay. Can I have your details?
What's with these people thinking they're immune from being arrested? The cops are literally being calm here. How cops should behave. Being like, yeah, if you don't give us ID, we have to arrest you. And she's like, you're going to arrest me? Yeah. Did you think the law didn't apply to you? How did you think this was gonna go?
In writing, please.
In her house in so long.
Ice Queen says they're probably white. Oh, I'm sure they are, but like, I'm a white person and I still expect the law to apply to me.
Reasonable, not criminally inclined.
And I would like your numbers and and the place of work.
So, we'll give that. I'll just have a chat to my side. Give me one
Thank
second. I'll
you.
explain what's going on.
No
here.
worries.
But it is a $200 ticket. for
Whatever you want to
refusing
do, you do.
Wear a mask.
But I do not consent, so you know that. Okay?
Fair enough.
So it looks like she posted on Facebook, or someone did, no mask, LOL, know your rights, I do not consent. Clearly these police officers don't know what they are talking about. Know your rights and teach them. They need to stop enforcing illegal activity. My lawsuit will be taken all the way to a proper common law, where enough is enough.
You don't consent, and if you do arrest us, we will be suing you for armed kidnapping.
Fair enough. The offence of today is because you are not wearing your mask in a public place.
Yeah.
Which came into effect from midnight last night.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
It's
you've
not a
committed an
law,
offence.
it is just a ruling.
Because you have committed an offence,
Yeah.
you are required by law
Yeah.
to provide your details.
No.
Yes.
No, I haven't committed an offence. Which offence is that?
Not wearing a mask in a public place. Which is a
That's-
$200.
It came out just a few hours ago.
Which is a well, the offence started
Can you
midnight last
prove
night.
that? Because the
I like how he has his mask on. I feel like that would hurt my ears, but like the way that he has it twisted like that around his ears seems very secure.
Yeah.
onus is on you to prove that it's actually an offence. We can't
The
just
onus
go
is on
around
us
knowing
to
every
enforce the
law.
offence. Yes.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, it is an offence.
Okay.
That is enough.
So you don't make any
That is
exceptions
enough.
then?
Pardon?
You don't make any exceptions?
No, we
So
do.
if I make
We
the
use
law
discretion.
12
We use
hours
discretion.
ago-
No, we use discretion. But your attitude has been horrible, and you guys are
It's
committing an offence.
horrible.
Yes.
I've been telling you what it is. I haven't been horrible. I haven't sworn at you. I haven't.
I think it's telling that the only thing she thinks is considered horrible is swearing and not being a huge piece of shit. How is it hard to understand? Nice is different than good. You acting polite, air quotes, while being a complete piece of shit is still bad. I don't care if you're like, hi, how are you? Oh, yeah. If you're being a piece of shit, you're being a piece of shit. I'd rather hang out with 1,000 fucking rude, crude people who are decent human beings than spend 5 minutes with one of these polite Karen types who thinks they know better than everyone else.
You want
I've
to
been nasty.
motherfucker like me?
Yeah, I'll hang out with you.
Well, fuck you then.
Well, fuck you!
Okay. And I've told you the
Medical
law.
concerns as to why you can't use a mask, then that's fine. But that's not what you provided us with today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've had no
Right.
reason to not wear a mask in a
Right.
public place.
What about not knowing about it?
No.
Well, you haven't stated that at all. You said
told
you guys
you.
have.
You said it came out last night.
All right.
Yes.
There's no exception to that. It's an irrebuttable fact. Is that everyone
Okay.
is presumed to
You're
know?
going to have to wait until I get my lawyer.
Okay.
Alright.
If you want to speak to your lawyer, that's fine.
Okay, so we're going to pause this at the moment. Thank you.
Okay.
We're gonna pause.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you got my details on that one? Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. There you go.
Thank you. We got your details.
Okay.
Now,
So yeah, because you have committed an offence today and you are required by law to state your name and address and you are refusing to provide your details, you are under arrest for that until we can confirm ID.
okay, so how are you going to confirm ID?
Well, there's several ways. We can take you back to the police station. We can make inquiries
How would
there.
you take us back there?
Sorry?
How would you take us back
We'll just come
there?
up for a unit, get a divisional van coming out here.
I could drive there.
Because you're under arrest.
Did he think that was gonna work? We'll follow you to the police station, officer, for sure. Wink.
Oh, we're under arrest.
You're under arrest from the
Now,
minute that I inform you that you're under arrest.
sorry.
You're under arrest from the minute that I inform you that you're under arrest, which I did that several minutes ago.
So we are under arrest.
To confirm ID. Yes.
Really?
So is that for failing
Okay.
to confirm the ID, not for not wearing a mask?
The initial offence, because you committed an offence today, you are required by law to state your name and address. So we'll
Okay.
confirm ID.
So we
because
do
you have
not
refused
consent
do
to be taken.
That's not how anything works. No one would be in jail if you had to consent to being arrested. That's not how it works.
Okay.
We do not consent to be taken anywhere. If you're saying that we're under arrest, can you tell me?
Speedy Yoshi says, I don't consent to watching this stream, Hannah. Oh. Okay. Never mind. Jokes.
Exactly for what reason again?
Yeah. So, because you have committed an offence today, which the offence is not wearing a mask in a public place,
Yeah.
you are required by law to state your name and address so that we can confirm ID. You have refused to state that.
But that's not a law. I don't have to give you my details. I'm just a...
You do. If you are being questioned by the police, you do have to give them your name, I think it's like your name and date of birth, at least in the United States. That way they can, like, look it up and look your information up, or give them your ID if you have it. It's not complicated.
A citizen walking around, and at this point...
Why do I have a stream ending bumper? The pack that I use came pre-made with a bunch of elements. So, like, it has a stream offline, it has a stream ending, it has an intermission one. I just basically never use these. Like, the intermission one I haven't even customized at all. Like, this is just, I don't even know what I'd put here. Just clips, I guess? Bless you! But I've never used that. Yeah, it just came with a bunch of stuff. But I only use, like, 3 of them. Mr. Ottaway, thank you for gifting a sub. At some point I might actually get, like, a custom thing made. This is, like, all stuff that comes with Streamlabs Premium, I think. So technically you could use this same exact setup. I mean, I customized it, I moved stuff around, and this is like but the elements themselves, the animated boxes, all the stuff, the background that's, you know, up behind all the elements, anyone can use that has Streamlabs Premium, I think.
Your job is to make sure that we are safe. And
their job is to make sure the public is safe, and you're endangering the public by ignoring COVID regulations, so you are a danger to the public. Moppy Mutton says, I do not consent to being arrested for doing cocaine and drinking while driving. Well, there you go. You can do crime now.
I can see you're carrying guns, both of you.
Yes.
So you are now, you know, I'm fearing for my life.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a divisional van to come out here, and we'll transport you back to...
I like that they just ignore her. That's hilarious. American cops. Alright. Lady, sounds like Australia. You're fine. They haven't even touched their guns. This lady wouldn't last 5 minutes in America. The cops' idle position when they're talking to you in America is they have their fucking hand on their gun. Even during, like, a traffic stop, their hand is just on their gun constantly. And this lady's upset that these cops are calmly talking to her, and they just happen to have guns on them. Fuck this lady. Ice Queen says, I thought I could do crime because I'm gay. That's true. Gay people have, a free pass.
Police station, we'll check your photos on the system and see if that recognises anything, and until we can confirm ID. Okay?
Right.
Do you have any questions?
I do not consent to that, and I will be suing you personally.
Yeah.
And you personally, not your department. They'll hear.
It's not generally how it works. If someone is doing something, I don't know how it works in Australia, but like in the United States, like individual officers can't usually be sued for their conduct on the job. You can sue the department civilly, but I don't think you can sue them.
Hear about it, but you will both be personally sued for $60,000 each.
Okay.
And he will be suing you for $60,000 each. Do you want to continue?
Yes, yes.
You want to
Yeah.
continue?
Yes.
Great. Let's go.
Okay. Give me a second.
What a dummy. I wonder what happened. Probably nothing, but like I'm just, you know. I don't know. I'm kind of curious how her jail experience went. I assume she didn't like it very much. Because jail's probably not fun. I'm lucky enough that I've never had to go to jail, which is fun. Killjoy says, "You are being sued. Do you want to know more?" The closest I've ever come to a jail is when I had to pick my mom up for her, I think it was her first DUI. I don't remember. Stone Corbell says, "The cop should have said, 'I don't consent being sued for $60,000, so you can't do that.'" Let's see who we're gonna watch. This is a channel I found recently. This is just a clip from Wizard of Oz that she uses. "Are you an American national or a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen debt slave? Come out of her, my people." Jamie Lynn says, "Jail sucks, but solitary is worse. I've done 40 days of solitary in a row. Oof." Marcel hasn't done anything new. No.
Through your actions of the way you live, you have consented to be a citizen of Washington, D.C.
No, I'm not a citizen of Washington, D.C. Neither is anyone else who doesn't live in Washington, D.C. I am, however, a citizen of the United States because I was born in the United States and my parents are United States citizens, and birthright citizenship is a thing in the United States. So. Ice Queen says, "I feel like there's a series of comedy sketches regarding cops using sovereign citizen logic right back at them."
You're falling into the trap that is laid out for you for complied consent. Because you're doing these things.
Complied consent is redundant. Do you mean implied consent?
And it's showing through the pattern of the way you're living your life is that you are acting exactly like a person who has given up their freedom to be governed. Can't explain it no different than that. But if you knew of another way, if you knew how to protect your own freedom, which that is your responsibility to know what it is to be free. If you don't know what it is to be free, but you're running around saying, "I'm free," and the government is saying, "Yeah, with our permission, you're free under our Constitution. You're free as long as you obey our rules and regulations." Now, there's a difference between legal and lawful. Lawful is for free people.
Oh my god, I hate when they do this shit.
Legal is saying, I'm within the bounds of the rules of the Monopoly board, so it's legal for me to take 2 jumps. It's legal for me to stand here and on this public sidewalk.
Legal just means there's not a law against it. Me sitting here and doing this stream is legal because there's not a law that says I can't do that. Me drinking this is legal. There just isn't a law against it. It's legal. Ice Queen says, "I'm free. Insert bit from The Who's Tommy here." Oh, The Who's Tommy. That took me a sec.
In videotape, it's legal. I'm not violating my slave master's rules. You get where we coming from?
The law isn't slave masters. We just all... Oh, God. I need to start wearing Joker makeup for these. We live in a society. Society has rules that we collectively agree on as the, by the consent of the governed and all that, in electoral politics, whatever. Speedy Yoshi says, "As a black man, I do get why a bunch of black people always fall into this and conspiracy theories who've been screwed over the entirety of history in this country, so like no wonder they keep waiting for the other shoe to drop and are trying to be 5 steps ahead." I can understand the feeling that gets them into it, But this is completely ineffective. And I know you know that, but I wish people who recognize how badly treated they have been treated by the government and by the legal system would use actual real world, like, solutions and not woo-woo bullshit. 0M80 says, wow, you're streaming late. Are you doing a patron stream tomorrow? I just found out I'm going to have the day off. Yes. The patron-only stream should be around 3 p.m. tomorrow. This month of September, every Sunday, I'll be doing a patron-only stream. So if you're not already a patron, check out my Patreon. One sec, I'll pull it up. It's a link in the chat. Any patron amount, $1, whatever, then you can be part of the patron-only live streams. So check it out.
Now you have us, the ones who live in truth, the ones you can fucking trust.
Wait, why are they using pictures from the TV show Glee? This is from Glee. That guy had a drug overdose in real life. I think he was doing heroin or something.
You have us, the real American nationals, who will sue your motherfucking ass.
Good luck.
There's no ass left. And we're starting a wave of real Americans waking up to real...
How's that wave going? How many sovereign citizens have actually won money from anyone for sovereign citizen stuff? Oh, no one? None of them? And they tend to go to jail or get contempt of court charges because they have no idea how the legal system works and refuse to get lawyers? Oh, that sucks.
Realize what they value most is their money. And if you're not taking the money from them, then you're not doing anything for your country.
Kind of sounds like you care the most about money. You're the one who brought money into this. Like, I get it. Taking money from someone and suing them civilly can absolutely be a way of, like, changing behavior. That's why civil lawsuits exist and why monetary, God, what am I even thinking of? That's why compensatory damages exist in the first place in civil lawsuits. I totally get that. But this just feels like you just want to take money from people for doing their job. So fuck off.
If you're not taking it all the way and taking back...
Speedy Yoshi says we've got to have money. Is that from something? That sounds like a quote. Hydrate.
Those debt dollars, those, what do they call them, fiat currency.
Yeah, fiat.
If you're not taking that fiat currency away from them to where they can't infringe upon the Americans, if you're
it's from the Tom and Jerry movie, I would literally, the new one? Oh God. The 90s one and not the shitty live action one? Oh, the 90s one sucks too.
Anymore in this fraudulent system that makes you subject, because you are their subject. They even tell you that you are subject to their constitution because everything you do, and you know of no other way.
Let's pull up the 14th Amendment.
Just try and top this one. I now present an act that no other performer has ever dared to execute. In fairness, I must warn those with weak constitutions.
Used to dupe everybody with.
Theater for this performance.
This is the amendment that they used to dupe everybody with. All right, we'll read it through. I'll read it through real quick, and then we're gonna break it down just a little. All right, so all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall...
This is basically just birthright citizenship. This is the amendment that cements birthright citizenship, saying if you're born in the United States, you're a citizen.
Make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protections of laws. All right, so let's break it down real quick.
Okay, hold on. No, don't.
I can't wait for their really their poor understanding and reading comprehension of this amendment. I imagine it's gonna be bad.
Original one says
Speedy Yoshi with a clip.
Poor, penniless, bankrupt, no more money.
We've got to have money.
Yeah, I've seen the clip. I remember now.
life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
Okay. Why they don't get no happiness in their constitution?
Because they slaves.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to
Oh my god.
point that out there too.
Okay, yeah, because they slaves.
You don't get that. You don't get that.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are in the Declaration of Independence, not the Constitution. The Declaration of Independence is an illegal document. It was literally just saying, "Hey, King of England, fuck you, King George. We're not a colony anymore. We're self-governing. Suck our collective dicks." And then King George went and did crazy stuff because he was crazy. That was later in life, though, so that's fine. Didn't he have purple pee at one point? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Let's just start with the first line. Okay. So, all persons born or naturalized in the United States. Now, where is the United States?
Now I gotta look that up. King George III was well known in children's history books for being the mad king who lost America. In recent years, though, it's become fashionable among historians to put his madness down to the physical genetic blood disorder called porphyria. Its symptoms includes aches, pains, as well as blue urine. Sorry, blue urine, not purple. That's my bad. Always getting the color of king's peas wrong. The American educational system failed me.
Washington, D.C.
Okay, yeah, that little 10 square parcel mile of land where the federal government resides, but still keeps trying to stick its fucking tentacles out onto American soil.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the capital of the federal government. It's the seat of the government that gets elected by the rest of the country. It's just where it happens to be. But those people are from all over the country. Because they get voted on. And then they go there to vote in Congress, or be the president, or serve on the courts, or work in some sort of bureaucratic role.
Hey.
Alright, so now we know.
Ice Queen says 100 square miles, but less since they gave the Virginia portion back.
That it's all persons born or naturalized in the United States.
That means created.
So natural.
Born or naturalized means born, or someone who becomes a naturalized citizen, meaning is someone who immigrates to the United States and goes through the naturalization process. Basically getting a visa, moving here, going through the process of becoming a citizen, all the paperwork, the tests, the oath. Naturalized citizen versus birthright, like someone who's born in the United States or has two American parents or an American parent.
Naturalized is much the same as when somebody immigrates over here and they're naturalized as a citizen.
And then you're getting a document that has been created on your person or of your person, which is a copy of your living being that gives you right to the comforts of the United States jurisdiction. United States jurisdiction.
Because the next line says, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof.
You are subject to the jurisdiction of the United States whether you are a citizen or not, if you are within the bounds of the United States. And the United States does not mean Washington, D.C., it means the entire United States. Everywhere in the United States. From Maine to California, from Michigan to Florida, from Alaska to Hawaii. If you are within the United States, you are under the jurisdiction of United States law. Even if you aren't a citizen, you could fly here from France or Australia, or you could have been born in the middle of the fucking ocean. in the middle of nowhere. If you come into the United States law and jurisdiction applies to you. I don't know why this is so hard for them to understand. If I go to some other country, their laws apply to me because I'm in their country. It's just how laws work. This isn't complicated. This is how laws have worked for all of human history. Laws are only laws if they apply to everyone.
Oh. Alright, so subject to whose jurisdiction? Well, the United States is the subject of the first line we just read.
Yep.
So, the jurisdiction is pointing to the subject of this line, so it's the jurisdiction of the United States.
You diagrammed a sentence, kind of. Good job. Yay. Yeah, diplomatic immunity is a thing, but that's a completely separate issue. That has to do with political position, not citizenship.
And again, the United States is the District of Columbia.
No, it's not. The United States is this. The landmass as seen on these maps, this is the United States. All of these, they're states in the Union that is the United States. Or territories like Puerto Rico, Guam, American Samoa, etc. I could get a kid's map if that makes it easier for them. This is the United States. Washington, D.C. just happens to be the place where the federal government is situated.
I just want to say one thing. I know that we have other auditors out there who...
Daddy Sume says, this woman sounds so much like young Lori Petty. Tell me I'm wrong.
Who are checking us out.
I don't even remember who Lori Petty is. Lori Petty. Oh, yeah, okay. I know who you're talking about. She kind of sounds like, what is it? Article 4 free inhabitant. When I first saw this, I was wondering if it was this lady, because this was years ago, but the voice is kind of similar in the sense that it's like high-pitched. Let me see if I can find it.
But we told you he's an Article 4 free inhabitant, so he does not have to have a license. This is on recording. Article 4, free inhabitant, pursuant to the Articles of Confederation. You can look it up. It's in the United States Book of Codes. It is your...
So, like, I was curious at first. I think that she just also has a high-pitched voice, but when I first saw it, I was like, is this that? Is this Article 4 free inhabitant lady?
If you're not willing to go this deep, then you ain't doing nothing but wasting your time. Just want to say that. That's how I feel about it. If you're not willing to wake the people up, because it's not about you getting the cops in line. It's about you getting the people in line. You get the people in line, and they'll get the cops in line. This is a people thing. We are the Republic.
Yeah, we're trying to create a tidal wave.
That's
right. We're trying to wake people up that want to be woke up and want to live truly free. We're trying to create a tidal wave of fucking nationals.
That's right. So, if you're bullshitting around and you don't know this, and you're running around with your little camera in your hand, talking about statutes and ordinances in 3802 and penal codes and all this.
That's for the motherfucking slaves.
That's the slaves. And then you're just a slave with a camera, by my opinion. Not stepping on your toes, just trying to wake you up. And a real man can see this, and a real man can say, you know what? You just corrected me, bro. I appreciate that. Let me dig into what you know. Let's get it. All right, now we at
Yeah, we went over, okay, so it's the jurisdiction of the United States. So all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. Now, why are you a citizen of the United States and of the state wherein you reside?
Get him, baby, get him!
Because you're out here with a motherfucking visa in my motherfucking land.
That's right.
That's why.
And it's invisible visa because of your complied consent to use your social security number to pay taxes, to
request your fucking privileges and benefits.
When you're sitting there in front of the police and you're saying, I have the right under the U.S.
Oh, I have a good question.
What is it?
How many of y'all got your stimulus checks?
Oh,
I did.
Oh, goodness. Are you taking
Baja did
benefits and privileges from
Nah.
the United States government to solidify that
You got your stimulus. Yeah.
are one of their slaves? Ooh. Are you contributing to the debt for the government that is bankrupt? Are you taking
The United States government isn't bankrupt.
money from them?
Bankruptcy has a specific meaning. Being in debt doesn't make you bankrupt. They're not synonymous.
And attaching your future generations to the debt that they will never pay off to create, what is it called? Perpetual what?
Perpetual debt slaves.
That's right. So if you have gotten your stimulus,
You just might be a slave.
it's just like
They sound salty that they didn't get money. Like, I'm assuming they don't, like, pay taxes or anything. Which they should do if they don't want to go to jail. And they didn't get a stimulus for that reason, and now they're mad about it. That's fine. Sorry.
like when you
Wait, what do I call them? They are,
The U.S. government owns about $100 trillion worth of assets. Not to mention other countries also owe debt. This is interesting, too. First of all, there's a big misconception about the United States debt. That, like, China is the number one owner of United States debt. That's untrue. Most United States debt, last time I checked at least, was owned in the form of U.S. bonds, which are owned by domestic investors. Meaning the majority of United States debt is owned by United States citizens in the form of government bonds. Which is an investment you can do. It doesn't grow a ton relative to more volatile investments, but a bond with the government is secure, relatively speaking. Then I think the number one foreign holder of debt might be China, but I don't know. It's interesting too because on top of that, other countries also owe debt to the United States. It's not a one-way street. So the debt conversation is way more complicated than usually Republicans, but sometimes people like this make it out to be.
statutory U.S. citizen debt slaves.
That's right.
Yeah, Japan might own more. Let's see. Who owns U.S. debt? It's like a infographic. Japan owns the most. Let's see. Japan is the largest holder of U.S. debt with $1.266 trillion in treasury holdings as of April 2020. Highest level of debt owned by Japan in several years, beating out China as the largest holder of U.S. debt. China owns $1 trillion. The UK owns $368 billion. Ireland is the fourth highest. That's surprising to me. $300 billion, and then Luxembourg, weird, $267 billion. So yeah, not a big deal.
Right.
That's what I call y'all.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I don't mean to
tax havens makes sense.
laugh.
Yeah, I do. But look, check this out. We want you mad, because if you're not mad, then you're not going to understand. Which right now you have to understand.
Well, comprehend.
Because no, because you're not able to comprehend just yet.
Oh, okay.
Once you stand beside us, on our side, and have the same comprehension that we have, and you go and reclaim your position in America, then you can comprehend. But right now, you understand us because you don't comprehend us. So here we go.
All right, moving on. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States. So,
Because they're under federal protection.
yeah.
You're under federal protection because you are owned by the federal government.
Which is
No, you're not. You're a citizen of the federal government. And even if you're not a citizen, you're still under the jurisdiction while in the United States because The federal government is the supreme authority in the United States.
There's a corporation known as the United States Incorporated.
The United States is not a corporation. I've said this I don't even know how many times. The United States of America is not a corporation. There are United States corporations. The FDIC, for instance, is a United States corporation. It's a corporation owned by the government. So there are agencies that are federally owned corporations because of the way they're set up. But the United States government itself is not a corporation, not in the sense that these people are using. Only in the broadest sense that any sort of group of people coming together to create a legal entity is a corporation, but they're not a corporation like Disney or Coca-Cola or Frito-Lay is a corporation. They're not a private, for-profit corporation. They're a government.
So you're thinking, well, wait a minute. Well, how is it that you're not a debt slave too? Because I command them to protect my rights.
Oh, why didn't anyone just think to say no to the government? Doy.
Because all they have is the power of attorney.
The power of attorney!
And if they violate my rights, I put them back in check and I sue them for any breaches and violations.
How many lawsuits have you won against the United States government? I'd love to see your track record.
Of my rights. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a little foggy right there. It's a little bit above your head, but you're going to get it. You'll be able to identify the people who don't fully understand.
Ice Queen says this is the same energy as those people that say gravity is just a theory. Yeah, this is the legal version of that.
But they're running around with a camera, and when their rights are violated, they're hollering statutes and ordinances and codes. And they're saying, well, I'm within these statutes, ordinances, and codes, which are for the U.S.
Citizens.
All right?
Not for the American nationals.
Not for the American nationals.
Not for the Americans that know that their rights are unalienable.
American nationals are a thing. American nationals are, I believe, for instance, people who are from, like, territories of the United States, but not states. So I think if you're from, like, Puerto Rico or one of the other territories, American Samoa, then you are a United States national because you're not technically a citizen because you weren't born within the United States. Literally, states, as in the states that comprise the Union. You're born in the United States territory, which has different legal meaning. I'm not sure on the specifics. They are different. But these people speaking are almost certainly not United States nationals. They're not American nationals. I imagine they're United States citizens. Whether they would admit to that or not, doesn't matter. If they're born in the United States, they're United States citizens. Marcus Drake says, one of my professors had to explain that some people think power of attorney literally means the ability to act as an attorney. Daddy Sume says, let's take a few seconds to pay respect to the fallen legend, who is more correct now than ever. Oh, God. I don't even think I can... I'm not going to play a whole minute, 30-second George Carlin clip. Because it's probably part of some special that'll get dinged if I upload this to YouTube.
That's right.
So you can't take my rights away.
Other people check it out, though. George Carlin's generally insightful and interesting.
I can only surrender them to you.
That's right. Under what? Complied.
Consent. By saying or acting like you are a little bitty United States citizen.
You are. If you were born in the United States and you live in the United States, even if you don't live in the United States, heck, you could be born in America and then move to Canada, and you'd still be a United States citizen.
Which makes you nothing more than a statutory debt slave. And
statutory debt slave. That doesn't mean anything. Being a citizen of the United States doesn't make you a debt slave. Like, let's say tomorrow, somehow the United States actually went bankrupt. Or something to that effect. Let's say the United States collapsed. The onus of the debt of the United States would not become on the citizens of the United States or citizens of the former United States, whatever it would be. That's not how it works. National debt is not transferred personally to the citizens of the government. That's not how that works. The government is its own legal entity that can hold debts. It doesn't get transferred to citizens. Daddy Sume says this woman sounds like a groomed child. I have no idea how old she is. She's, I would imagine, an adult woman. She just has a high-pitched voice. I don't think that's fair to judge her in that way. Just because she's stupid doesn't mean she doesn't have agency. Moppy Mutton says, it's called the American Dream because you have to be asleep to fucking believe it. George Carlin.
And that's why you repeat statutes and codes, because that's what you're taught. Alright, next is nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of laws.
Okay, now slow it down now. Y'all need to understand how all this ended off with jurisdiction, the equal protection of the law. Now, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within the jurisdiction the equal protection of the law.
Let me go ahead and say something here real quick. Okay, because this last line, now they're talking about any state. Because up here, they're saying no state shall make or enforce any laws which shall abridge on the privileges or immunities of the citizens of the United States. So right now down here, they're still talking about how the states can't deprive any of their slaves of life, liberty, or property without due process of the law, or deny any of the United States slaves that are within the jurisdiction of the state the equal protection of the laws.
Okay, now
Correct. They're literally just saying that you can't take away the rights of a citizen for any reason. Everyone gets the same rights when you're a citizen. You have those rights, and they can't be taken away.
I want to let you know, if you understand that, then you understand it goes the opposite way. When they're talking about states depriving their citizens, because states are countries.
No, states are states. The United States is a country.
I don't know if you ever heard me tell you this before. States in the United States, all these 50 states were countries before they became statehood.
No, they weren't. They were territories that were part of the colony that is the United States, or whatever they called it at the time, America. And then once the Constitution came around, and we decided to become sort of a union of states, even more closely, after the Articles of Confederation fucked up, then we became the United States, or these United States, they would say more so back in the day. So the federal system, this has to do sort of with how do I put this? A lot of the early United States politics centered around federalism versus like Democratic Republicans. Federalists being people like Alexander Hamilton, John Adams, who wanted a strong central authority. And then the Democratic Republicans, who are people like Thomas Jefferson, agrarian Southerners, who wanted the states to more or less act independently with some oversight from the federal government for national defense purposes and currency. In the end, the Federalists won out, which is why today we have a strong central federal government and states that are subordinate to the federal government in most matters these days. The federal government's power has gotten stronger and stronger over the 200 plus years that the United States has existed. It's interesting, but no, the states are states, and the United States is the country. I understand where that misconception might come from, especially early the United States. The states did function very independently. Like, under the Articles of Confederation, which were a complete shit show, the states were trying to issue their own currency, and it didn't work well, and it was a whole shit show, which is why we ended up doing the Constitution and centralizing the currency and everything. Worked out much better. Catherine CD says, all these guys need to do is watch Hamilton. I don't think Hamilton is the best place to learn history, considering the bevy of inaccuracies that Lin-Manuel Miranda took liberty with, let's say. But sure.
You have to realize that. So if you was in Georgia, you was a Georgian. If you was in California, Californian. Arizona, Arizonan. Tennessee, Tennessean. That peace document, which everybody abides by, is to keep order. While you are being allowed to dwell amongst us in our states, which is Georgia, Arizona, which is Tennessee, which is Texas, which is all these states, which are also countries. Since you're allowed to roam around here because you're accepting benefits and privileges from Washington, D.C., and you're one of their citizens.
Being a United States citizen doesn't make you a citizen of Washington, D.C. It makes you a citizen of the United States. Which is all 50 states.
Cannot violate your ordinances and statutes to infringe upon my rights. Because we're both protected.
I don't understand where these people think their rights come from. Because they're claiming they're not citizens, and they don't, comply with the authority of the government, but they also think they have rights. Where do they think these rights are coming from? Guys, I don't know how to break it to people like this. I really don't. But rights are a social construct. They're a thing we all sort of collectively agree upon and are enforced via the government, right? There isn't some force outside of humanity that decides what human rights are and makes sure that people have them. It's not the case. We, as citizens of the United States, in our representative democracy, tell our leaders what our rights should be, or back in the day, there were leaders like the Founding Fathers who penned the initial Bill of Rights and determined what the first 10 rights should be, and then they enshrined those in the law and enforced those via the law. There are no rights without responsibilities. You can't eschew the authority of the United States government when it comes to things like paying taxes and following laws, but then still claim the protections of the government when it comes to your rights. They're one and the same. They're inextricably, connected. You can't just claim one without the other.
Federal
hydrate
law. Does that make any sense? It's kind of confusing, but that's the way it is. So, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property. Same goes with us. The statehoods. We are nationals. So us nationals can't do that to you as well as you can't do it to us. And if you do it to us, which is your administrative system, tries to pull us into court under your statutes and laws and ordinances.
They're not our statutes and laws or their statutes and laws. They are the laws and statutes of the United States whose jurisdiction you reside within based on how you're talking in this video. The law applies to you, my friend. I'm sorry that you don't like that, but it does.
Which we are not under. We can sue you. And that's what we try.
And under what authority are you going to sue them? You just said you're not a citizen. You would have to use the government's authority to sue someone. When you sue someone civilly, you are, using the apparatuses of the courts, which are under government authority in order to exert some sort of legal force onto the person you are suing, which only applies if you recognize the authority of the government to enforce things? How do they think this works?
Trying to get you to understand.
Yeah, I think we've...
Argonian Bum says, by this logic, do they think if they travel somewhere else, they don't have to follow the laws of that country? I don't know. I really don't. It makes me concerned. I hope they never go on vacation to that. What's the country that they like flogging is still on the table for punishments if you like litter or whatever? There's like a country where if you litter, they'll like beat you as a punishment. I don't remember. I hope they never go to that country.
Covered
Singapore? People are saying Singapore.
the 14th Amendment pretty well to let everybody know that it's only talking about.
I'm not saying that's right, by the way. I don't have to morally agree with it to recognize if I was in that country. Like, I'm not fucking with it. Other people are saying Thailand, so I don't know if it's Singapore or Thailand, but I know one of them has a thing where, like, pretty severe penalties for littering and anti-mask stuff.
United States citizens and not the Americans.
It's your boy King Rico.
And King Mayor.
And we out.
Peace. He calls himself King Rico. Ah, Wizard of Oz. Who do you think has more authority, King Rico or Emperor Marcel? They should go to war with each other. That'd be fun. Logarth says America in like 2 to 3 years.
What makes video that you have ever made? And furthermore, it makes one question.
This is what you want them to do. At this,
are we sure this isn't the lady who's like the Fourth Amendment free inhabitant? Because God, her voice is similar. She sounds so similar.
What makes a king out of
we the people? Yeah, so what he said he was gonna arrest him for, hindering, that's a statute. It's the appearance of law.
Like, if it was just two random people, I'd just say they sound the same, but it's two sovereign citizens. Like, that's very specific, and the original video was some years ago, so she was probably younger at the time, which would make a little sense, because her voice is a little different, but I don't know. We'll save more of these people for other Sovereign Citizen days, because they don't have a ton of videos. In fairness, they've only been uploading for the past year. Seems like they post about once a week. But I don't want to burn through all their videos all at once. There's a rationing going on, people. Don't you know? Ugh. What was this?
Young woman makes the best out of her disability. Wearing masks has become a way of life, of course, but it's not easy for everyone, especially for someone missing an ear. 21-year-old Reese...
You didn't miss Peter, no.
Yarborough never imagined her video would go viral. She was born with a birth defect that left her with only one ear, and she's been wearing a prosthetic. Last week, she took to TikTok to post a series of videos with creative ways to wear a mask with one ear, and as of today, the videos have reached more than 60 million views.
That's cute. Good for her. Let's watch some anti-maskers get arrested. They're not necessarily all sovereign citizens, but I think it's sovereign citizen adjacent enough. Basically, people who think the law doesn't apply to them. So let's check it out. Looks like this is a bank or a credit union.
Okay. Ma'am.
Why?
I'll say if that's you leave, you have to leave.
My money's in this bank, and I'm going to take it out.
Well, then you have to abide by the rules, and you have to have a mask on.
This is a state.
It's not. Businesses have the right to refuse service, even if you're not wearing a
That's
mask.
why
That's
I'm
their
taking
choice.
my money out.
Awesome. Well, you need to go.
Then go through the drive-through or do it some other way. You still have to abide by the rules of the bank while you are in the bank. If you want to pull your money out of this bank for some stupid reason, that's fine. You have the right to be an idiot, unfortunately. However, it's their property. If they want you to wear a mask, you gotta wear a mask. Mousebreaker, thank you for following.
Go and get a mask and then take your money out. You're not allowed to do.
I've been waiting here.
Ma'am,
for about 10
listen,
minutes.
we're gonna do this the easy way or the hard way.
What are you gonna do? Arrest me?
Yes, for intruding on premises.
What are you gonna do, arrest me? Woman who was arrested immediately after. They're always so surprised. They're always so surprised. Like being it's how do they think? I don't understand what they think being arrested is. Because it seems to them that it's just incompatible with their view of themselves. Like, they're like, well, I can't be arrested. I'm me. I can't get arrested. Like, anyone can get arrested if you don't listen to the police. This is not difficult to understand.
That's hilarious.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And you believe in this?
I believe in it.
Do you believe in this?
The laws, yes.
The law says that I do not have to wear a mask.
You can not in public,
My
but you're not in public.
rights.
You're not in public.
Yes.
I'm not
is a
going to argue with you
public
about
place.
this. This is
What? Why do people not understand the difference between a public place and a place of public accommodation? If you're in a supermarket or a business or a bank, that's a place of public accommodation, meaning it is privately owned, but they are opening the doors to the public for purposes of commerce or something similar. Government function, whatever. But they can still have their own rules on the premises because even though you're allowed to walk in the door, they can refuse you service, they can tell you to leave and trespass you, whatever. It's a place of public accommodation. If you're in the park or on the street, on the sidewalk, public. Inside a building, I can't even think of a single building that's public in that sense. Even government buildings are generally like places of public accommodation because they're still owned by the state and they can apply rules to those places. 99 times out of 100, if you are inside a building, you are not in public. Joe Lewis, thank you for raiding. Welcome, raiders. I'm Hannah. We are doing Sovereign Citizen Saturday. I am looking at sovereign citizens and people refusing to wear masks get arrested. Fun stuff. Go check out Joe Lewis here on Twitch. Could someone shoot a link in the chat so people can go give a follow to Joe? Anyway, I'm Hannah. I'm a leftist streamer. I cover sovereign citizens. I cover right-wing idiots like Ben Shapiro. I cover conspiracy theories and debunk them. It's all sorts of fun stuff, so hope you enjoy.
It's not a public place. This is a private business. No, you're not. We're going to go outside.
Are you serious?
Do I look like I'm kidding?
Well, I don't know because
Let's walk outside.
You've got some issues.
I've got issues.
That you're taking away people's human rights.
Okay.
My human right to not wear a mask at the bank.
Oh, now he's
Let's go
going
outside.
to shoot me, people? Is he going to shoot me for trying not to breathe?
Cool.
Come on, dude.
Don't do that. Oh, no.
Do not touch me. Who do you think you are?
2010, one resisting.
Back up. Some old lady is getting handcuffed here.
What do you think resisting is gonna get you in this case? The guy's a cop.
Ma'am, put your hands behind your back. Say, you don't stop resisting. Stop.
Is anybody gonna get real here?
Somebody fight the cops for me. I'm a white lady. Isn't anyone gonna get a criminal charge for punching a cop just so I can get away with not wearing a mask at a bank? They all hate you. Look at them. They're all wearing masks. They're being responsible. They're following the rules. Lady on the left there needs to put it over her nose, though. We're far enough into this that no one should be making this mistake.
Really?
Relax.
No one's gonna get real? Wow.
Come on.
Oh, I'm gonna smash my head to the ground now? Now you're smashing my arm into my private area?
Your private.
It annoys me so much because the police actually do use excessive force on suspects all the time, especially if they're like black or whatever. Like, I hate when white ladies especially are like, oh my god, you're using such excessive force. Like, he's barely touching you, lady. He's doing the bare minimum. Just shut up. You should have worn a mask. Catherine CD says, I guarantee this is the kind of white person who tells minorities to just comply with the police. Guarantee it. 0M80 says, I saw Shang-Chi today. No spoilers, but I really liked it. I put it in my top 5 MCU movies. I also saw it today. It was pretty good.
Private area?
Yeah.
Put your hands behind your back.
My hand is behind my back, sir.
This one. Turn over on your stomach. Put your hand behind your back. Relax.
I'm totally relaxed.
No, you are not relaxed. Not relaxed at all.
Right here, people.
I don't know if you heard that, but she said, police brutality, people, and everyone in the crowd is like, no, it's not.
Wow, what about your sheet? Okay, I hope someone's filming this. You're hurting me.
Oh, I'm filming it.
This is like cut.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
like cutting.
Stand up. Stand up. Stand yourself up.
And how do you suggest, sir? I am like a 65-year-old woman here.
Okay.
What
Sit
are
up.
you doing?
Stand up.
Ayúdame, por favor.
Stand up.
Ayúdame, por favor.
Are you trying to speak Spanish to people?
I do speak Spanish.
Okay, well stand up.
Are you happy now, lady?
Okay.
I'm not happy. You don't.
It's Peggy Hill.
Okay, stand up. Stand up.
Me llamo Peggy Hill.
Come on.
You know what? I think
She's getting your stuff. Come on.
El Helpo, por favor.
Okay, I'll call her.
And that's my business over there.
Yeah, she's gonna pick it up. Come on. We're going outside. One in custody.
Wow. Not wearing a mask, people. This is what they do to you.
Slow everybody down.
All this lady had to do was put a literal piece of cloth over her face so she doesn't spit on people.
Okay, I've got my dog in my truck.
I got you. I'm 10-4. Send EMS for a 60-year-old white female. She's complaining of foot pain.
Yeah, or leave. That would have been fine too. If she just doesn't... If you are adamantly against wearing a mask, I think you're an idiot. But whatever. If there isn't a law in place, then you don't have to wear one in public. But when you're in, like, a Bank of America like this, if they have a mask policy, you gotta do it. Or don't go to the Bank of America. I guarantee there's a bank around her anyway that's a Bank of America branch that probably has a drive-through with, you know, those pneumatic tubes that they shoot money through.
Yeah. You broke my damn foot.
Take a seat.
49, we're out with him. Okay.
Take a seat.
Where's your mask? Where's your mask?
6 feet away from you.
Oh, well, I was 6 feet away from those people
All
in
right,
there, too.
in there.
You are inside a building.
Get inside.
Come on, you guys.
Get
Let's
inside.
get real.
This is about as real as it's getting. Jesus Christ.
Now to the debate over masks in schools and its...
Oh my god, the debate over masks in schools. Every single person who's tried to fucking politicize this shit, I wish there was a hell. I really, really do.
She's yelling.
All
right, grab your stuff.
That audio was obnoxious. I'm sorry. Florida Fire Commissioner arrested for refusing to wear mask, resisting arrest.
Key West that landed a Pinellas County Fire Commissioner behind bars, and police there say it all started over an argument about not wearing a mask.
Again, bear in mind, this is probably a guy who semi-regularly has worn, like, fireman gear, which is, like, full, and he can't even wear a mask.
I I-Team investigator Adam Walser was the first to report about the commissioner's controversial campaign tactics back in October. And tonight, he has the new video.
They're electing fire commissioner? Why? Why is that an elected position?
And the new details of what...
I have strong political opinions about fire safety. I don't want any of these liberals telling me schools need to have all these fancy fire alarms.
Led up to this arrest.
Make sure you guys get this on because governor has put out these meetings don't have to do with it.
James Dalrymple urged his friend to record this encounter with Key West police.
ID, please. I don't have the ID with me. I would ask you one more time, sir. ID, please. All right, turn around. You have the ID. You're under arrest for failing to identify yourself as a police officer. I'll tell you my name. James Dalrymple.
You might recognize that name from a story the I-Team did in October about Dalrymple's East Lake Fire Commission race. Dalrymple's campaign sign said he was supported by firefighters, but those at the East Lake Fire Department were not among them.
And with a firefighter vote of 30-0, we do not support Jim Dalrymple.
Dalrymple was fined for violating the county sign ordinance, but was reelected to the commission. Just 5 weeks later, Dalrymple found himself on the wrong side of the law again in Key West.
Turn around, but you have to hand your back. You're resisting arrest. Okay, can I get my wife's resisting?
Does she have the...
Behind your back, sir.
Tammy, do you have his ID?
Pull out my...
Here's where Dalrymple admits his wife pulls his concealed weapon from his back pocket. She posted on Facebook, "If you saw the officer's eyes, you would have too." A police spokesperson said officers were not aware at the time that Dalrymple had a gun. The police report says Dalrymple's wife handed his Florida identification to another officer.
I said I didn't have obstruction of justice. Joe.
I have it on video. You said you didn't have it.
I put in a mask on, you refused. I didn't refuse. I said I don't have one. And I offered you one and you said no. No, I didn't. You're under arrest for obstruction.
As Dalrymple was being led away in handcuffs, his friend explained who he was.
He's a fire commissioner up in Palm Harbor. He's a very good, outstanding citizen.
And he should know better.
Dalrymple declined an on-camera interview, but told me on the phone that after his arrest, he spent 22 hours in a jail holding cell with 5 other people, none of whom were wearing masks. I'm I-Team investigator Adam Walser, taking action for you.
Okay, someone sent a different one.
Blizzard Faithful, hold your hand.
Wait, what's this? Someone said to listen to the first minute of that. This is another anti.
Here we go into Mesquite. Confront this administration, breaking multiple state laws, causing major disturbance to a family. I think we wrote this way. So we're going to confront them, tell them they're breaking the law. If they don't comply with the law, we're going to call the...
Oh, this is the zip tie guy. I read about this. I hadn't seen the video, though. Yeah, like this anti-masker is mad at the principal because there's mask mandates at the school and they showed up with, like, zip ties. Not, I should say zip cuffs. I think they were zip cuffs. I could be wrong. Basically to, yeah, it's a threat.
Sheriff into their own hands and think that they can just step all over criminal rights.
He got arrested.
The Attorney General made it quite clear, as did the Governor, that you can't quarantine healthy children. That's denying them an education. It's creating fear. It's imposing on the lives of...
They were police issue zip cuffs. Yeah.
Parents would have to work. I'll show you what Frank's holding here. My girlfriend might be on right now. Okay. Sure. Okay. Here, I'll show you. Law enforcement zip ties.
Okay. How in the world did he think that was going to go?
So it's about schools and it's about masks. So sure, why this
Jesus
child?
Christ. Okay, I'm not going to watch the Young Turks coverage of it because I don't really care. Scary stuff, though.
Hands up.
No.
Do it.
Wait,
Do it.
Wait, are any of us Blizzard faithful?
I used to be.
Me too. I remember when I started my old job at THQ, the guy I sat down next to, he said, I have faith in 3 game companies, the 3 Bs. Bethesda, BioWare, and Blizzard. I had to... When was this? Year-wise? 2012 or 11.
What? That's too late! That's too late!
I had to physically turn my head away from him and have a huge grin come across my face as I pretended to look at something and say, yeah, those are pretty strong companies, without laughing my ass off.
That's where you just breathe, just...
Oh, it was hard.
That's way too
called
late.
it 3B.
Moppy Mutton says he thought Trump was going to come out and clap and a bald eagle would land on his shoulder. What a shame reality didn't live up to his expectations, huh? Anti-masker arrested.
Steph, let's go.
No, I'm not going.
Okay.
You're in violation of the law. You want to hear this or not? Ma'am, what are you doing?
Don't jerk away from me.
Listen to me.
Don't jerk away from me.
You see this?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. You see this? You know where it came from?
Turn around.
You know where it came from, ma'am?
Turn around.
Okay, I hope everyone's filming this because this is a major violation.
Listen, I don't want to hurt you.
A major violation.
Lady, give me your arm.
You gonna take me down?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's great. Okay.
So you want to leave?
Oh, you guys are in such trouble. Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm sorry, that's my personal business. You may not have it. That is my personal business. You may not have it. You are taking my rights away.
Yeah, that's what happens. Let's go.
Okay. You know what? That cuff is really...
Speedy Yoshi says, I've always wanted to try handcuffs, not because, you know, you can buy handcuffs on Amazon, I think. They're the quick release cuffs, you know, for things.
What happens when you resist? You pull away from officers.
No, I'm trying to school you people. I'm trying to school you people on my rights. Hey, buddy. See ya. Terry Wright.
Oh, you were a lady the other day causing issues in Galveston.
No, I...
How do I know? Because I'm an adult who owns handcuffs? What kind of question is that? Why do you think I know?
There was a lady the other day.
You didn't learn your lesson in Galveston?
What? That you can get them on Amazon.
What are you doing?
Taking your bag off.
Oh, wow, lady. That's my business.
It's Officer Arkley.
Is this,
Clear. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Where's my phone?
They got a warrant for her. Have a seat.
This is getting fun.
8134.
Where's my phone, please?
Have a seat.
Where's my phone, sir?
You contact GPD. Go ahead and throw your bag around. It's going to be that lady.
Actually, I think it's my license.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is a good one. Anti-masker calls cops but gets arrested instead.
You got all these teenagers here telling me that I can't be here and I have to leave this behind. But here's the way the law works.
There is nothing like a good anti-mask.
A better
One of
version.
them had these military-grade zip ties in his hand, and they were telling me
threats that school leaders nationwide have.
Tears. Replaying it in my head.
Principal Diane Vargo knows parents are wound up over COVID guidelines at school, but this was different.
The 3 men in my office was very threatening.
40-year-old Rishi Rambaran of Tucson marched into her office with his son.
And I didn't come here to challenge you. I came here to tell you
that this is not going to happen.
He demanded an end to a COVID quarantine on the boy imposed by Pima County.
We're not going to have this in Vail. And if you try to keep doing this, you're going to have a big problem.
Vargo remained poised when 2 other men walked in, one shooting Instagram video.
And one of them had these military-grade zip ties in his hand. And they were telling me that they were going to arrest me and my assistant. And I was scared.
When you saw those zip ties, what were you thinking?
Tucson police were called. Rambaran arrested for
Psychos, some psychos like this are going to kill someone soon. In the next 4 or 5 months, I think something terrible is going to happen before... Because unfortunately, society is reactive and not proactive. Shit like this isn't going to get clamped down on until something bad happens. And unfortunately, I'm afraid it's going to.
Trespassing and released.
Because people like this are getting more and more bold.
Vargo and her assistant plan to seek restraining orders against all 3 men.
Times are hard with what we're dealing with right now. All of us. It's challenging. And I want to work with our parents. But the way this man did it with zip ties was just not okay.
In Phoenix, Bram Resnick, 12.
Fucked up.
Masker video where they explain laws inside private businesses.
You're gonna get charged. Leave that right now. We didn't accept it. Leave right now. No.
So he leaves a $5 bill and takes Irish Spring soap.
I paid for it.
Leave that right now.
It's not how it works. If a store is refusing to sell you something because you're not complying with their policies, you can't just throw money at them and leave. That's still theft because they're not consenting to the transaction. Yes, that's a thing.
Leave.
I just paid $5 for $3 worth of soap.
Leave right now.
And now, the look of confusion.
Dave? Bye-bye. Thanks, Dave. That's Dave from Dave's No Frills. I just paid $5 for $3 worth of soap. Well, I gotta buy soap. I gotta shower. My God, what a horror.
Yes, what a world where folks care to not be on a ventilator or worse.
I've arrested this man. Citizen's arrest.
After trying to make a citizen's arrest of the owner of the store,
both these guys, right?
Downstairs, be careful because I have my blue bin at the landing of the stairs.
Okay.
So I just didn't want you to like trip over it.
You're under arrest. Thank you. Oh, both these guys. Put your hands behind your back. Here we go. No, here. Give me your phone. Okay. Put your hands behind your back, sir.
lo and behold, the police arrest the anti-masker.
Okay, I made a citizen's arrest. Dave assaulted me twice. It's all on.
Here's the thing about citizens' arrests. Don't do them.
The store once out here. I made a legal citizen's arrest.
All right.
He's in custody.
All right.
You guys have to take him into custody now.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do.
No.
Yes, you absolutely do.
Okay.
If you try and make a citizen's arrest, you're much more likely going to get charged with, like, unlawful detention of someone rather than, you know, get a pat on the back from the cops. Not worth it.
Okay.
Guys, what's going on? Guys,
please get in the car.
And he attempts to plead his case about Dave, the store owner.
I made a legal
You will
citizen's...
get in the car now.
Sir,
Get in the car.
Okay, come on now.
Get in the car.
Okay.
No.
Lady Necro says maybe I'm missing something, but what's wrong with the Young Turks? I don't know. I don't necessarily have anything against them. I just try not to... I try not to just view videos where other people are already commentating because, you know, I feel like that's my job on the stream. I don't want to just steal content, basically. Although I've heard the main guy at the Young Turks is kind of a dick. Like, didn't the people at the Young Turks try and organize a union or something at some point, and the head of it was like, no? Even though they're, you know, supposed to be leftist.
I'm tired of waiting. Get in the car.
They did unionize. I think he was pissed off about it at the time or something. I don't remember.
I'm just trying to... I'm wondering why...
You want to talk to a lawyer?
Oh, that was someone else. Okay. Sorry, then. I don't mean to put out misinformation.
Get in
I
the
would
car.
love to talk to a lawyer.
Get
yes.
in the car, man.
The patience police have with this guy is something I wish they had with people who don't look like him. But, you know, anyway, onward.
But I'm curious about why it is I've made a citizen's arrest. I did it live on Instagram.
If you want to,
and you're arresting me
live on Instagram.
It's
yeah,
I did
it's not the new courts. Get in the truck, please.
It's not the court, sir. I mean,
if you want to give me a statement, then by all means, I will take one from you.
Dave
But
assaulted
get in
me
the car.
twice. Okay, so are you going to arrest Dave?
No, get in the car.
Well, why not?
Because I just told you no. Get in the car.
Well, we made a citizen's...
All right, yeah, 5 seconds.
Okay, he did try to convince them not to unionize, but eventually let it happen. Yeah, fuck him. He's gonna run an organization, a media company whose entire thing is that they're like leftist media, and then he's gonna be mad or try and convince his staff not to unionize? That's supreme hypocrisy. I'm glad he eventually relented, but like, that's fucked up.
Before I drag you into the car.
You guys got badge numbers?
Go.
Okay.
Yeah, 63334.
What's that?
What is
Yeah,
it?
you heard me.
No,
Yeah,
didn't.
No, actually, we did.
I only have to give it to you
Okay,
once.
here, guys,
Nope.
there's my
Yeah.
soap.
Yeah, grab a soap.
He denies the Armenian genocide. Oof.
Oh, yes, the Irish Spring. How could we forget his soap?
My soap. All right.
All right, get in the car.
Do you mind if I ask why you're not taking Dave into custody?
Just get in the truck, man.
Sir,
this is not looking good for you.
Sir.
Press your assault
Get in the truck.
charges.
Like, it's 2 assault charges.
Get in the
Yep.
truck, man.
Do it.
And now.
Hey, this is not called for.
Police brutality.
Oh, this is gonna go wild, guys.
So, in the end, he got arrested over $3 soap and made a scene. One part we did not see was this. The anti-masker named Kevin J.
He
Johnson.
made a whole video about how he doesn't deny the Armenian genocide. Alright. I'm done taking chat's opinions on the Young Turks at this point, because different people have different opinions, and I'll look into it myself.
Johnston punched Dave, the store owner. Johnston is currently facing an assault charge, but with all anti-maskers, there's more than what meets the eye. This schmuck anti-masker is running for the position of mayor in Calgary. To say he is a criminal maniac is an understatement. In 2019, Johnston was charged with a hate crime, displaying horrific behavior when he made a hateful Islamophobic comment. Johnston, who most recently ran for mayor in 2018, when, oh surprise, he lost out, placing second with 13.5% of the vote, was charged in 2017 for offering a $1,000 reward in exchange for videos of Muslim students praying in schools from July.
He knows it's legal for Muslim students to pray in schools, right? It's legal for Christian students to pray as well. The school just can't lead students in a prayer, but students are allowed to pray on their own time. Of course they're allowed to do that.
July 23rd to August 1st of 2018, the judgment says the defendants published 8 videos making false and malicious statements, including that the victim was an economic terrorist who was under investigation, and also made other threats and false statements. Johnston, who is a bigot, did more bigotry. He launched a series of coffee names that include the racist brand called Wasted Native. The logo is so racist, we're not going to show it, but if you're interested in understanding the links this racist will go, here's the title of that article.
Well, time to look up that. Let me take a look. Oh no. It's bad. It's bad, guys. Am I gonna? Yeah, I guess I'll just show you guys. It's not good, but it's for educational purposes, so let's just get this over with. Wasted Native, native coffee, owned blend. Forget gas, huff this. Fucking yikes. It looks like he has a different one called Liberal Tears blend. I'm glad I didn't pick being a complete asshole all of the time as my personality, because that seems like it's got to be hard. This is titled, Ohio Woman Arrested and Tased at a High School Football Game for Refusing to Wear a Mask. Her first mistake was going to a high school football game, am I right?
I am.
Put your hand behind your back.
I will not put my hand behind my back. I'm not friendly, doing nothing wrong. Get off of me. What's wrong with you? Oh my God. Oh, get off of me. You're not arresting me for nothing. I am doing nothing wrong. What's wrong with you people? This is over a mask. Oh my God, dude, you're not arresting me.
Yeah, she should put a fucking mask on, am I right?
You're not doing nothing wrong. It's not. Stop it! Let go of my wrist!
This is like the most resisting arrest I've ever seen from like a tiny white woman.
Arresting her for a mask, not wearing a
Hey,
mask.
where's your mask?
Right.
Hey, where's your mask?
Remember, we're connected together now, right, guys? We've done this how many times together? How many times Oh, here comes another. Ran a cop right there.
That's some bullshit. Say he won't have the job wrong.
There's another one at a sporting event.
Video of a man being arrested at a Florida Everblades game is being shared on social media tonight. The man was handcuffed in the stands for not wearing a mask and then refusing to leave. Our reporter Rob Manch live for us outside Hertz Arena, and we understand you actually spoke with the guy who recorded this video, Rob?
Yeah, the man who shot that video tells me that the man who was arrested was told multiple times by ushers, by stadium security, and finally by sheriff's deputies to put a mask on or leave Hertz Arena here. And when he didn't comply, things got ugly. You can see the man struggling with deputies in the video right in front of his children. Security guards had to move the kids to deal with him. I spoke with an attorney who says every bit of this is legal.
The staff have every right and the owners have every right to ask you to leave. And then if you don't leave, you should expect to be arrested.
Scott Goldberg says people may have been lulled into thinking they didn't have to follow the rules because some businesses aren't that strict.
There's been a lot of places that aren't enforcing wearing a mask. A lot of places like Walmart and different places you go that you're supposed to wear a mask, but if you don't, there's really not a lot going on. But don't be surprised that a private business owner have every right in the world to say if you don't want to wear a mask, then you have to leave.
Moppy Mutton says, it looks like they got a Hertz employee from the 80s to do the news story.
Goldberg says this man could be facing charges of trespassing or disorderly conduct. We checked, and the arena does post its mask policy online, saying they're required at all times unless you're actively eating or drinking. And Goldberg says those rules are there for a reason.
These people that are putting on these events want to do it as safely as possible. And if it becomes something where 100 or 200 or 1,000 people get sick at, you may not be able to go to that event again until the pandemic's under control.
I stan this reporter. I don't know why. He just looks like an average dude doing his best. He's ready. He doesn't even know he's on camera. He's just waiting. He's waiting for the...
Now, I did speak with the man who shot that video I told you earlier, but he did not want to be identified. I also reached out to the management here at Hertz Arena and to the Lee County Sheriff's Office, but I didn't get a response. In Estero, Rob Manch, Fox 4.
Good job. Shooting masks onto
Look
people's faces.
At these mask holes. These American problems demand.
So he made a gun to shoot masks and he's gonna fire it at people? Oh my god.
Where a couple of surfer dudes tried to hand out free masks here, and it doesn't go great. He's pissed. So me and my trusty cameraman girl, Thea, are gonna demonstrate my invention to the locals.
Felix Night Owl says, it's funny how they would support a baker discriminating against a gay couple, but also not support businesses implementing mask mandates. Yeah, they just want laws to apply to people they don't like, but not them. It's really simple when you start. You gotta stop pretending conservatives and right-wing people are trying for any sort of intellectual or philosophical consistency. That is not what they are about. Everything they do makes sense if you think of them as big toddlers that want everything they want and want to stop everyone from doing things they don't like. They get rights. No one else does. It all fucking makes sense then.
And then we're gonna...
Don't look for any sort of intellectual consistency. It doesn't exist.
Gonna go hunting for any Karens willing to get shot in the face for public health. What could possibly go wrong? I'm gonna hold my breath.
3, 2, 1.
What went wrong, Thea?
I cannot be held responsible for the direction that the wind blows in, Alan, or for debatably shoddy craftsmanship.
What are you talking about?
The problem is that one of the 4 Bola weights exploded during that first shot. I don't have any spare parts with me.
Okay, see, the magnets scare me. You're basically shooting magnets at people at high speed. They're heavy.
I'm gonna cover the exploded tube nut in duct tape so it's at least launchable again, but now the projectiles are asymmetrical. So I'm gonna have to break the other 3 and tape them back up in the same way. The gun's way crappier this way, but that's better than not working at all. Maybe, just maybe, people are starting to understand. It turns out people here might be more on the same page than I thought they would be. So instead of going hunting, we're gonna go focus group testing.
If you're gonna do this, you gotta wear a mask and gloves, because you don't know where my hands have been. Oh, you got a mask?
No. That was
Fun engineering project. This one's classic.
Call taker able to get a last name. She's refusing your ID.
You did say I had to have an ID to be here.
No, we need that. You need to give
Didn't
us
you say?
identification.
Okay.
Was the call taker able to get a last name? She's refusing to identify herself.
It's my God-given right to be here on this planet, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Correct? You just lied to me.
It is my God-given right to stand outside of this TJ Maxx without a mask, okay?
I lied to you about what?
You said I had to have an ID to be here.
No.
I just came to Burlington Coat Factory. I'm gonna like the way I look. They guarantee it.
That's not what I said.
Yourself.
When you're legally detained, you can play back on your video. When you're legally detained, you have a duty to identify yourself to a police officer.
Okay, so they're saying when I'm legally detained, which I was not, that I have the...
Can you try to run her without a date of birth? White female.
That's Men's Warehouse. Well, fuck. What's Burlington Coat Factory's slogan? Burlington Coat Factory. We got the coats. You can have that one for free, Burlington.
45 years of age.
How am I legally detained? Can you...
We were called here to investigate after I was judged. Okay, so they're saying
and I called
that,
you too.
Okay, so let me...
I called the police too.
Are you going to let me talk, or are you going to be the only one talking?
Richard Train.
Right now,
Thank
as a
you
call
for
taker, I know
following.
you want to have them on there for your safety purposes.
Has anyone ever called you Dick Train?
Yes, but right now you and I need to be talking, not them. Says who?
Why is it always uppity white people who give others a hard time? Because people like this, specifically probably middle to upper middle class white people, specifically white women in a lot of these videos, have never actually been pushed back against for anything ever in their life. They've basically been allowed to do whatever they want without anyone telling them no. So once they finally get even the tiniest bit of pushback, like, hey, you need to be a little bit inconvenienced for public health reasons, they go, no, I get everything I want all the time. What do you mean the laws apply to me? It's really annoying.
You need to continue having a conversation with
Burlington Coat Factory, we're not Men's Warehouse. Wow, the targeted marketing is getting very specific these days.
me. So, you said that
You've been called Penis Train, your uncle was Dick.
she shoved you. You want to file assault charges. She's saying you shoved her and she has witnesses. You have witnesses to say that she shoved you.
She has the manager?
No.
No, okay.
There are other employees that were in the fitting
I
room.
would hope, okay, other employees? Well, there's also another woman without a mask. Isn't that interesting how she only picked me?
Well, I have nothing to
She
do
only
with that
picked
at all.
me, the white person, not the black person wearing a mask.
Oh my god, they're being so racist because I'm white. Oh, shut the fuck up. Logard says, what good is qualified immunity if you can't haymaker idiots like this and then tase them like 8 times? I don't condone police excessive use of force,
Do you think it's a
regardless of how shitty the person is being.
racist thing? I don't know.
We're not here to talk about race.
Well, you know what?
At
It
all.
kind of seems like it's a racist thing when the black woman doesn't have a mask on, but she comes after the white one. That's the only
Okay, so
difference. We're
that's
both
something where you would
women.
file a complaint with Nordstrom Rack.
Okay, but I also want to file a complaint with you for her assaulting me.
Okay,
by
and she
shoving
also
me.
wants to file assault charges
Okay,
against you.
Okay.
Sunset Valley's not good.
They have cameras
Oh, that's the most annoying noise in the world. I'm sorry.
to prove all this.
Do you have a middle name?
Do you have a middle name?
Yeah, my name is Gene.
Sunset Valley's and that's a negative.
First name?
White female,
R.
approximately
Jean Eller?
5'8",
Robert Eller?
5'10".
Why is that your business?
Because we have to identify you. If I can't identify
That cop needs to pull his mask up over his fucking nose.
you, I'm taking you to jail.
Okay, this is
Okay.
getting weird. Now they're saying if they can't identify me, they're taking me to jail. How do you identify the homeless?
That's
Huh? They tell us their names, their date of birth. We have them. They work with us.
Are
You're
you able
not
to look
working
up
with us here.
anything or
with you. I was
reverse
just
check on the
assaulted
cell
at
phone
a
number that
store
you
for
called?
not
we
doing
can't
anything
get to
wrong.
that. We can't get to that point. We're not on either side. We don't know what's
You
going
are.
on
You
because
are
we can't
taking
identify
sides.
you.
You are taking sides. Robert Eugene Eller, you are
There we
taking
go. He fixed it.
sides. Robert Gene Eller, you are taking sides.
I'm not taking
and it's
sides.
really sad.
Listen.
It's really sad.
You need.
Oh, it's slipping again. Yeah, it's just okay. He's not intentionally doing it. It's just when he needs to get a different mask that stays on his nose.
From you, but we can't even get any information from you.
This happened at Nordstrom Rack.
Ma'am, you need to stay over
Sam, you
here.
can't leave because right now you're still detained.
No, you can't. You are being detained.
Why am I being detained?
Because
Please.
we don't know who you are.
Okay, I'm being detained because they don't know who I am.
Okay?
Which
We were called
apparently
here.
is illegal.
We were called here.
Yeah, because you're being detained by the police and questioned for, I would assume, trespassing, and they seem to say the employee wants to file assault charges against you, which it wouldn't surprise me if you did do some dumb shit. Again, that's just alleged, though. And now you're outside the Nordstrom, and yeah, during an investigation, which is what this is, considering the person wants to file assault charges against you and you're being trespassed, they need your name. That's how this works. If you're being detained by the police, don't get me wrong, you shouldn't tell the police anything you don't have to, but the things you do have to give them are like your name and date of birth and your ID if that you have it and they're requesting it. You have to do that.
Called here for a situation, okay?
A situation where I was.
Which we're investigating.
We don't
So if
know.
you are
We're
a victim,
investigating it.
Okay, where's the investigator?
If you
are you an
are-
investigator?
ma'am,
We are officers. We
Kara,
have to figure out what's
Carabelle.
going on.
if you're a victim of assault, we need to know who you are.
Carabelle.
So-
How did you know my name was Carabelle?
Because I heard you say it. You said it on the phone when you called 911. That's how I know.
You just called and got it. Don't lie.
No.
You are lying to me. I just
Carabelle. Interesting name.
heard you call the police officer that I talked to and get my name. Now you're lying.
Not a police officer on the phone.
Now you're
Even if she did do that, she knows they're allowed to do that, right? They could, if they needed to get that information, they could be like, hey, dispatch, what's this lady's name? Did she give it? Yeah, it's Carabelle. Because that's a real name, I guess. Oh, cool, thanks. They're allowed to do that.
You were in the fitting room.
You
I
are
heard.
lying. Stop. This is the second time I caught you in a lie.
Okay. Replay your video. I'm not lying.
Okay. Okay.
You're making the situation worse.
No, you are. By not following the law. First of all, I don't have to identify myself.
Yes, you do.
You do.
Actually, I don't. It's called common law. You should read up on it.
Oh, no! She's legit a sovereign citizen. That's a shame.
I do not. Okay? So we both know that I don't. I am a woman of God. This is...
I am a woman of God. My name is Carabelle White. And no one can tell me what to do!
my right as much as it is yours. This is my land as much as it is yours. I did not sign...
Technically, this is Nordstrom's land. You're gonna have to take that up with Mr. Nordstrom.
I'm just trying to help.
up for this. I am a Christian woman of God.
Why do they think that fucking matters? Your religion is irrelevant to this conversation. No one cares. This is America. Statistically, the cops are probably Christian too. It doesn't fucking matter.
And you are not gonna put your disgusting rules on me that are false and not true. I will not have it. You understand that? I will not have it. I'm sick of being bullied. I'm sick of being lied to, and it's not gonna happen anymore. Do you understand? The CDC just released...
Turn around.
Oh my gosh. Oh
We're
my
not
gosh.
gonna play this game.
Oh my gosh.
Fun. This is the crazy lady, right?
Help you.
I'm sorry, but I don't need your help.
Yes, you do, motherfucker. You do need my help, sir. Can't you see that, you son of a bitch?
Could you please just let me check out my groceries?
Fuck you, I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Wow, this is...
You gotta ask...
Me talking to Peter. Fuck you, I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Jesus Christ,
I
we're all
don't have
sinners.
to do anything.
We're all sinners.
She's in Michigan. Who, the Carabelle lady from the last video, or this lady?
Okay.
He's not gonna force you to do it.
You're sinning right now.
No, I'm not,
This one.
motherfucker. You fucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking accuser. You motherfucking accuser.
I don't want to watch this. She's legitimately mentally ill. I hope she got the help she needs. I kind of doubt it in this country, though.
And you're telling me that I'm being escorted because I'm not wearing a face covering right there.
Logout says there has to be a time limit before they can arrest someone. There has to be, because it's always they're just sitting there, then bam, arrest. They got to be counting in their head or something. I don't think so. I think it's just like at a certain point they're like, all right, they're obstructing.
I have a doctor.
I'm in the middle of arresting her right now.
Yeah.
It came down.
Continue.
Okay, it's all on video.
It's all.
It's a bad look for the officer to not be wearing a mask. I agree. Which is why I was upset in the last video, too, when the cop had it under the nose, but then it turned out it was just slipping, which is a mistake. I understand that.
Yes, it
But
is.
yes, the cop should absolutely be wearing a mask, too.
But why are you arresting me is the question.
Ansel me.
Let's see if he puts it back on. He did. He put it back on right there.
Yes, come on. Ricky, grab your baby. Grab your baby. Come on, Briar. Come on. Come on. He's involved here too.
Otherwise, you're going to get charged with interfering.
I'm not interfering.
Step back 10 feet. That's an officer.
R. Wester V, thanks for extending your tier 1 through December. Cidosaurus with 100 bits says, thanks for getting me through my trip to Walmart. Currently getting copies made of my key. Headphones make the trip much more bearable. Well, I'm glad.
I'm talking to you, kids. I'm talking again. Come on, guys. Stay with me. I got it.
This was November 2020, so he was not vaxxed.
Come on. Get up here by your brother. Hold your corporate.
Oh yeah, I remember this guy. I think he refuses to on the train. Daddy Sume says, as much as I love sovereign citizens getting owned, Total War Troy's calling my name. Enjoy your game.
Health conditions, you don't have to wear a mask. Underlying health conditions.
I do not have to wear a mask. End of. And you do not have to challenge me either. It's against the law to challenge me. I'm not going to argue anymore. Yeah, it's against the law to challenge me. Hey, who are you grabbing? Who the fuck are you grabbing? No, get off me! I've told you, no! Now get off me!
He looks legit confused. Why is he confused? Bardlock Moses with 100 bits, thank you. Kicks off a hype train. Remember, it's September, so any gifted subs are 20% off. Or just renewal subs. Any kind of sub.
Now get off me!
It's the month of shameless self-promotion, so I apologize.
Now you've been told. Get the fuck up. Oi! Who the fuck are you grabbing there? I'll spray you, mate. What? You're not spraying me for nothing?
He hasn't done nothing wrong. He hasn't done nothing wrong. He's done nothing wrong.
Get off me!
Medical condition.
Dude seems kind of drunk. Yeah.
Medical conditions.
Lads, you're pointing at me, not even pointing at me. Fucking hair, what? Let go of me, I'll fuck off.
You let.
Yikes. Okay, let's go back to just regular sovereign citizen stuff for a little bit, and then we'll do Peter. Which isn't sovereign citizen, but I gotta get Peter stuff. Let's see. Just Jess, thanks for some bits. Just Belmont, thank you for 420 bits. Blaze it. Says, someone asked me what the 9th letter of the alphabet was. It was a complete guess, but I was right. I don't know off the top of my head. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, I. Isaac Inanimate with 100 bits. Thank you. 20% to level 3. Let's maybe look at some sovereign citizen text posts. I incorporated an entity about 3 or 4 years ago. Is it possibly eligible for me to receive government loans for the activities that I conduct? I guess I'm already an agent because I incorporated the entity. If I took the loan, how would that impact my agentness? Oh, God. Queen Goddess of Awesomeness, thanks for 250 bits. Sovereign citizen in this person's neighborhood group has a take on mandates. Just Belmont 2, thanks for gifting a tier 2 sub. Thank you. Wait, what did I miss? Zero M80, thanks for 69 bits. Stone Crabell, thanks for gifting a sub. Sunale with 30 bits says choo choo. Thank you. The alphabet joke. 9th letter of the alphabet. Wait, what? Someone asked me what the 9th letter of the alphabet was. It was a complete guess, but I was right. Oh, duh. Da. Sorry. Been a long day, okay? Okay, so this person says, also, neither mandates nor orders are laws. Public Health Code excerpt, and it's someone showing that they are, or at least have the force of law. Public Health Code, this is a corporate term, not a lawful one. Codes and statutes are not laws, as we've been taught to believe. These are both corporate terms. They're not. That is the direct language from the Michigan law. Of course, it's Michigan. There's a ton of sovereign citizens in Michigan, unfortunately, where I live. It's from Michigan Codes and Statutes, hence the term code right in the title. No, it's from Michigan law, Michigan compiled law. It's just all sorts of fucking stupid. Amori Miku, thank you for tier 1 for 14 months. 29% to level 4. Oh yeah, this guy. This is so bad. This is so bad. This has some talking over it, but I'll skip through the other guy talking. This sovereign citizen tries to arrest the judge and the officers after they refuse to arrest the judge for him.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Have I got a video for you today? This one, I'm not sure about trying.
Just have a seat. Does this court obey the law, sir? Just have a seat. Does this court obey the law? Have a seat. Even just once? Have a seat. Mr. Prosecutor, how many police witnesses?
4, Your Honour. There's Miss Quinn, Gary French, Walker and informant Borwich.
So 2 police and 2 civilian? Now, Mr. Freeman. Yes. In terms of your defence of the matter, what do you say? How many witnesses do you have?
I'll run my case where I'm going to run it, sir. Magistrate Stella Stuthridge has already progressed this matter. On the 13th of December last year.
Mr. Freeman, I've asked you a question.
Trevor of the House Belmont, thanks for 50 bits.
Witnesses?
Yeah.
I don't need
31% to level 4.
So you have no witnesses?
Yes, that is someone recording the screen from another camera.
Hearing.
And so far they suppressed me from giving that information.
This matter is listed for a contest mention. It's running as a contest mention.
Can I speak now, please, sir?
Your question.
On the 13th of December last year, Magistrate Stella...
Tell you my favorite cookie for the hype? Probably peanut butter cookies or peanut butter chocolate chip. Second place would probably be just chocolate chip cookies. Bymancer, thanks for 1,000 bits. Appreciate it. 76% to level 4.
Stuthridge identified serious issues I raised, being a serious abuse of process in this matter, an order that was not made according to law, and many counts of fraud and perjury by the applicant. As a result, I've implemented a voir dire that this case cannot proceed until these matters are dealt with.
You've implemented a voir dire. Isn't voir dire the, and I know I'm butchering the pronunciation, that's the process by which you select a jury. Does it have a different meaning in this context? Birdie Strange, thanks for subscribing for 7 months.
Upheld by Magistrate Stella
and Bumble
Stuthridge,
Homestead, thanks for giving us
allocated a hearing,
level
which
4
is now
complete.
a year later, this one, and she specifically said that Magistrate Cottrell is not to sit on the matter because he was the one that caused the problem, that Magistrate Watkins cannot because he isn't biased, and that you cannot either. And then,
are my peanut butter cookies vegan? I've never made peanut butter cookies that are vegan, no. I'm sure I could at this point, though. I just have to get substitutes for the non-vegan stuff.
And the registrar, Sam out there at the front, told me 3 weeks ago that you're one of the magistrates that had recused yourself from this matter. And I'm very angry that the registrars couldn't get it right and went and allocated this hearing while you were sitting when it was supposed to be Magistrate David Farram, according to Magistrate Stella Stuthridge. She also stated in the court, on the record, which you need to check, prosecutions are on notice that the hearing will be an application to strike the matter out, nothing else. She said it is booked in for an application to strike the matter out. She specifically told that to Prosecutor Stuart Pritchard. There has been a shocking delay in justice in the past year, waiting for my hearing. I've been back to court to try and get it heard sooner, which is a perversion of the course of justice, and I'm not ready to make any more concessions for people. I've been to court 15 times.
So all this is of your own doing. Why would anyone need to go through so many judges? Is it because each judge won't entertain any of your outlandish claims by any chance?
Mobby Muttons with 30 bits says, in Hulk Hogan voice, "What are you gonna do when Hannah Mania comes for you?"
I can definitely understand why you've been to court so many times. It's
been the fifth magistrate, but as it's gone around in circle, the fourth magistrate to sit on this case. This travesty of justice and unlawfulness by Loretta Quinn, by the police, and by this court has continued for 2.5 years.
Hulk Hogan's theme song unironically slaps, okay? I don't even like wrestling, but that I Am a True American song, good shit.
Even during the deaths, my family deaths I had 2 weeks after my sister-in-law dropped dead in front of the 4 kids, you and Evans and Eliades, French and Quinn and their lawyers all got in here and...
Sucks that it was written by a chud. Of course it is. It's like patriotic air quotes. But the funny thing is, in the lyrics, it's not shitty. It's like, I am a real American, fight for the rights of every man. But I guess the guy who wrote it just meant, like, what? Straight white dudes? And not the general meaning of that. That's a shame.
Colluded all day long and harassed me for a full day in August. Then you adjourned it to November, and I was hounded and hammered again in the most sadistic way for a full day.
I just want to get to him trying to arrest him.
Really angry and extremely determined, and I have no more concessions or grace left for anyone involved, and am ready to launch private prosecutions against anyone who breaks the law in the court today.
Here we go. Trevor of House Belmont with 75 more bits says, more bits for the train. We're at 18% of level 5 with a minute left.
Now, I have the laws that are being broken, sir.
Freeman.
I'm being cut off, yeah? Okay.
Magistrate Stuffridge has made no orders in this matter. The matter is listed for a contest meeting today.
So you're going to railroad me again, okay?
I have no evidence that what you say is correct. So, in terms of not calling any witnesses, it would appear to be a factual argument.
Correct, sir. I have evidence to give on the stand, sir.
Well, it's a question of factual argument.
I have evidence to give up there to this court. That's my right.
Hey.
Oh, yes, it is today. It is my right to a fair hearing. 2.5 years. Well, this needs to go to the Supreme Court. Do not adjourn this case, sir. You will be perverting the course of justice, and I will prosecute you.
Perverting the course of justice is an offence committed when a person prevents justice from being served on him, herself, or on another party. The judge adjourning the hearing is not a prevention of justice, it's delaying justice, which is normal practice, especially in a case where the court can't move forward because they have a sovereign citizen who is doing a terrible job of
Thanks for the level 4 hype train, everyone.
Presenting himself.
What's the matter for you? How long will this matter take, Mr. Prosecutor? I would imagine at least a day.
At least a day, Your Honour.
This court has constructive knowledge of perjury being committed. You'll be aiding and abetting that if you proceed. You'll be in breach of Justice Gaudron's rulings in the High Court, Nicholas versus the Queen, 1998, by proceeding in a matter that is an abusive process, where there are other serious matters raised which have been identified by a previous magistrate. Yeah. You cannot proceed in this matter by ruling of the High Court of Australia. If you're acting in criminal bias, the magistrate acting oppressively or when interested, I have a right to a fair hearing and I have a right to justice. If I do not get it, this proves that this is not a court of competent jurisdiction and you will be prosecuted, sir. For the Supreme Court and High Court Justices listening to this recording in the future, take note the Magistrate Dunn is not allowing me to have a fair hearing is obstructing justice and is in breach of the law.
By adjourning the hearing, because even the highest courts have that ability, you are not allowing yourself to have a fair hearing by not following the court's procedure.
So I have an hour allocated for this hearing. I want to get up on that stand and give some evidence.
No, you're not.
Okay, well, you're perverting the course of justice. I've had enough of it. You're acting oppressively and when interested in breach of the Crimes Act.
I'm so excited.
Available on the 5th of February?
No.
You cannot win with soft sits. They want everyone to dance to their tune. And when the courts deny them, it's because they are corrupt. Because of course it is. Anyway, this is the part we all came here for.
So you have constructive knowledge of crimes committed in this court. You are now aiding and abetting them.
Are you available on the 5th of February?
Peter Dunn, I arrest you for aiding and abetting.
Okay.
I arrest you for acting oppressively and when interested and perverting the course of justice.
I declare you arrested! That's how this works, right?
You must stand down. You are now in my custody and under arrest. You are not free to leave.
Just mind asking.
For the Supreme and High Court Justices listening to this recording in future, take note that the magistrate is under arrest for serious crimes committed against me, as have been outlined in numerous hearings and this one. I have no choice but to make this arrest under Section 458 of the Crimes Act, which is my lawful right to do so. This case cannot proceed. Right, who's the highest ranking police officer here?
That'd be me.
Right.
No.
So you're obliged.
That'd be me. No. Correct answer.
No, I'm not.
Excuse me, you're obliged.
Excuse
to
me
make
for a
an
moment.
arrest.
Excuse me,
A
Mr.
lawful
Freeman.
arrest has been made.
Mr. Freeman, just excuse me for a moment.
Honor, please.
5th of February at this court or at Juliet, at this court or at...
Even a nat 20 won't pass this. You could have a nat 20 and like a plus 10 to your charisma score, and I still wouldn't let this fucking happen. You can't. That's not how this works.
A citizen's arrest can be made when a member of the public witnesses a crime occurring, and no police officer is available to apprehend the offender. So Section 458 doesn't give you the authority to arrest a sitting magistrate or an on-duty police officer. By the way, I love how the magistrate just ignored all that nonsense and just carried on with procedure.
DC 40 persuasion check? Yeah. You would need to legit, and I'm not saying it could never happen, but you would need the highest charisma possible, some sort of boon, and some sort of magical artifact or something that boosted your charisma unnaturally. If you can DC 40 this, then sure, maybe you can convince the cop to try and arrest the judge. That doesn't mean he'll succeed, though. You probably just ruined that cop's life. You'd have to make that same check with every single cop in the world. Vorkvoid, thanks for subscribing with 15 months. What about just using magic? Sure. If you wanted to use, like a mass suggestion to all the cops in the room and get them to do it, sure. They'd still have to make the checks to see if they get affected, but yeah. But that's a magical effect, you know? It's a different thing.
Well, I need to know now whether it's Myrtleford or... Is it 5th of February at Myrtleford Day? It is Myrtleford. Okay, 5th of February at Myrtleford.
Mr. Doss, I arrest you as well for malfeasance of public office and refusing to do your duty. Alright? And your other charges will be added to that. Okay? So for the court record, for the Supreme Court and High Court Justices listening to this recording, you're both under arrest. This matter has...
He's gonna arrest the cop too now.
...stopped. You are not free to leave. You are in my custody. If you leave, you will be escaping lawful custody and resisting arrest. That's the law under Section 458 of the Crimes Act, which I am entitled to enact.
I think that's your
according to the circumstances.
That would be your interpretation of the law.
Say what you want. Yeah. All right.
Well, no, but just because Just because you say so, Mr. Freeman, doesn't mean it's right.
Slow Dog says, this entire court is out of order.
February.
Please, then, Constable Sarah Williamson. It's now your role to arrest Mr. Dosser and Mr.
Time to go, Mr. Freeman. The matter's put in for a hearing.
Done, Mr. Freeman. Okay. I'll collect my papers. Thank you very much. Good job.
Bless him, he's trying so hard to sound like a cop.
A document for the court, sir. I must leave here, according to law.
Well, if you leave it at the front counter, that'll be just...
Okay. Because you are under the Criminal Code Act, Section 83(4), because you are using force and intimidation to interfere with my Australian democratic and political right to have my case heard.
Off you go, Mr. Freeman. Off you go.
I arrest you, sir, and I arrest you.
If you like. Time to leave. And all your bits and pieces.
4 armed criminals surrounding me in an intimidating manner. I'm under duress.
Well then leave. The hearing is over because you don't know how to conduct yourself properly. You can't...
So he fucks off. Fun stuff. Alright, let's finish off strong. That's the end of the Sovereign Citizen stuff. Someone told me I had to watch the Peter video that came out today, so I guess I'll do that. Alright.
Hey everyone, my name is Peter Hanna, and thank you for coming back, Patriots. I did wanted to address something that was mentioned in my live stream yesterday, which is a huge success. All my future live streams will be on Twitch. You'll find my new Twitch account in the description below. But someone asked, Hopium Addict, that sounds derogatory, that sounds bad. And the thing is, like, in my community, Hopium Addict is actually a positive term. Patriots are Hopium Addicts. Let me explain. So there are...
Peter, you're gonna want to test that hopium because I think your dealer is selling you nothing but real cut-up copium.
4 types of Republic.
It's just copium cut with baby aspirin.
And 3 types of Trump supporters. There's the Republican that's an ever-Trumper who sees that Biden's there but doesn't see it's a big problem, and so they're not really concerned about it.
He sounds congested. I wonder if he's having allergy issues. Cool Cat says, Hannah, are you worried Peter's Twitch may get banned for false info? It might. And if that happens, then I can only cover Peter when I do stuff on YouTube. It is what it is. But there are for the record, there are large QAnon channels on Twitch that exist. The Indoctrination is a big one. I've reported them. They don't get banned. So I don't know if Twitch has any policies about banning, like, QAnon stuff, because they exist on the website.
They're like, oh, well, my candidate will win next time. And then there's the 3 types of Trump supporters. There's the one who's, I guess, maybe not as politically aware and doesn't see how bad a Biden presidency is. So, again, they're not very worried about it. Not many people in this category, because most Trump supporters, if you've been listening to Trump's speeches, knows that a Biden presidency is not ideal for the country. I guess that's really an understatement. So then there's the 3 categories of Trump supporters. There's that one that doesn't care. There's the one that has been listening to Trump and knows how bad it's going to be and continue to get under the Biden presidency. And those people have no hope, and they are... they've given up. They're not even trying to fight, not even trying to support Trump, because, like, it's the end of the world. What can I do? We're all doomed. We're going to be thrown into concentration camps, and they're having, like, panic attacks, anxiety attacks. Communism is coming, all these type of things, and none of that is true. And then the majority of Trump supporters are hopium addicts. And I say that in an endearing term. I'm proud to be a hopium addict, because what it means is that Trump, who has given the most hope of any person ever in history, he literally says,
"Step aside, Jesus of Nazareth. We got a billionaire with a gold toilet coming in to give hope to the masses." Ice Queen says, wait, who told Peter about the concentration camps?
Team Trump has said that even though the world is controlled by a bunch of people who are evil, I'm saving the world. And even after Biden became president, Trump has made it clear that incredible things are going to happen not so distant future. Brightest days are just ahead. That he has a lot of things up his sleeve, and he's got trump cards to play. It's all going to work out. So he's saying that I'm saving the world. I haven't stopped fighting. And if you listen carefully and study the Trump movement carefully, you realize that everything that's been happening so far is part of the plan. We want a Biden presidency so he can show his true colors.
It's funny how at the beginning of the year, Peter was positive that Biden wasn't really the president and that he was at like this fake studio and that the White House was really occupied by Trump or empty. And we had a whole discussion about that when we talked the first time. And now he's just like, no, Biden's the president. But I want that for reasons.
And everything's going to work out. Hopefully we'll have our president back soon. That's something that I would really like. And
Peter, the president's already the president. It's Joe Biden.
I think it's something that I expect, and a lot of people expect, especially based on the statements Trump said about our brightest days being just ahead. We've been doing a lot of winning. Incredible things are going to happen not so distant future. So I'm very excited, proud to be a hopium addict. I hope you're a hopium addict. My whole channel is based on making you addicted to hopium, because if the alternative is to be...
I'm just addicted to reality, Peter. And crystal meth. But mostly reality.
You know, Trump supporter A, who doesn't care. I don't respect that. Trump supporter B, who have a little bit of respect for, but I understand why they're so depressed and anxious and have anxiety attacks and don't want to pitch.
That's a joke, by the way. I have way too many teeth to be addicted to crystal meth.
And I have a little bit of respect from, but I guess they tried a little and gave up. But then the most respect I have are for people who have hope, who listen to these Trump speeches, listen to these Trump words and say, hey, yeah, I believe you, Trump. And these are the most politically aware individuals in the country, because if you follow politics closely, you know Trump's on the good side, and you know Trump
disagree
is Team Trump is saving the world.
Norman Stiles says Peter should stick to the classics, getting drugged and abducted by aliens. I know, right?
World. And as well, you know that when Trump puts a lot of optimistic messages out there, that's because he's honestly telling you the truth. He's giving you guys hope based on facts. He does have a plan. He has not stopped fighting for us. It's all going to work out.
In order to stop, he'd have to have started it in the first place.
Unfortunately, it's been said in the Trump community many times, and this is something that's come directly from Trump, that sometimes you can't tell people how bad these people are. You have to show them. And so that's why we need to see how bad Biden presidency is. And that's just the fact of the matter. But we do expect great things coming from Trump, big moves, who knows, maybe possibly military actions. But this is part of the whole hopium community. There's like, for example, in the forums that I browse, there'll be posts or things that Lynn Wood said or General Flynn said or Trump said that give people so much hope, and then they'll be like, oh, get your hopium hits, you know, oh, this is so much hopium, I can't.
He's talking about greatawakening.win, which is a QAnon forum or probably Telegram communities.
Stand it, or I'm filled with hopium. It's not, I get it comes from, you know, terms used from drugs and stuff like that. An addict, addictions is basically by definition means it's something, you're addicted to something that makes you feel good, that's harmful. But it's really just an endearing term. And in this sense, I know that the Democrats call us hopium addicts, you know. Just
copium, Peter. Copium.
Just like they call us deplorables. A derogatory term, but we've taken this term and we endeared it. And now it is something that we're proud of, because people who are hopium addicts and addicted to Trump's hopium,
huff that Trump odor, take in that hopium, Peter. Discordant Vol says it's pretty consistent with his religious beliefs. The guy at the top can stop it, but he's letting it get bad to teach us a lesson. That's true. It's very Christian. Logarth says if he says it enough times, maybe he'll convince himself it's true.
These are the most intelligent, courageous, patriotic people in the country right now. My opinion, but that's just how I see it based on my perspective.
You're officially worried for him just now? Wow.
Politics. So if you're hopium-matic, be proud about it. You don't have to say it because some people may find that a derogatory term, but spread hope. That's what my whole channel is about, getting people to pay attention to all the positive statements that Trump's been saying. Even in his previous speech in Alabama, he said, I've said this many, many times. You hear me say it all the time. You probably heard it so many times. But we're going to make America great again. Despite what's happening, it's all going to work out. And we're going to make America rich again and powerful again and all these things. So he says these based on facts. Some people, like my pastor and my pastor's brother, will like to say stuff like, oh, he's just being optimistic because it's good for the movement. But those aren't based on facts.
Correct. I can't believe Peter is making me agree with his pastor. Who's this guy? Hold on, that's his dad. That's the Reverend Moon Sr. I need Reverend Moon Jr. Here he is. This is Peter's pastor. He calls himself like a king, and he wears a bullet crown. And they bring guns to church. That's Peter's pastor, I'm not joking.
Here's some facts.
And the pastor's brother owns a gun store in town. Definitely not a scam.
For the Hopium movement. Trump is Trump's trump card. That's my belief. I don't have evidence of it.
Trump is Trump's trump card. That means something.
But it seems very likely. I mean, his name is literally Trump, and he's saving the world, so he's definitely God's trump card.
How does Peter think reality works? Well, his name sounds like a thing, so it must be the thing. This is how adults think.
He does have a plan. Everything is still going perfectly according to plan as far as my knowledge, and things are going to be improving very soon. We have very exciting stuff coming out. You know, the things that are coming out of that are going to change. You know, I can't really talk about it, but there are things that are going to be moving things around in politics that's really going to have a positive impact, and would love to have Trump back. So, and at the same time, there's the trial, Ghislaine Maxwell trial, and the court has...
Ghislaine Maxwell, the woman who was an accomplice of Jeffrey Epstein, who Trump wished well after she had been arrested.
Ordered her to name all the co-conspirators, in other words, all the people who have been involved with these.
I hope she does. That'd be good. I hope she doesn't get Epsteined. Does Peter really not understand that Trump almost certainly is one of the people who used the services of Jeffrey Epstein? Like, there's like 100% chance. And Peter would come at me, I'm sure, with like, oh, Bill Clinton did. And I'd be like, yeah, probably. So weird.
Things. And they have to be... all these names have to be released by October 11th. So it's going to be a very spicy next month and a half. I'm expecting exciting truth bombs. As I pointed out in my previous videos, Trump has said that he's not basing his military strategy. Right now, he is 100% that he's doing some type of military strategy on some level, with or without the military, maybe the Space Force, but on some level, he is.
Ice Queen says, De Fuhrer would never do such a horrible thing, Hannah.
Fighting strategically in this information war, and he has said that his moves will not be based on timelines, not be based on dates. They will be based on conditions on the ground. So
he's quoting Trump when Trump was talking about Afghanistan and the pullout of Afghanistan. And he thinks that applies to this QAnon stuff, even though Trump, in that speech, was talking about Afghanistan. Hydrate. Cool Cat says, hey, 100% is a 00 chance.
Gonna wait for that deal time to make big moves, to drop big truth bombs where the deep state won't be able to distract, and then it'll do the ideal amount of wakening up the public in a beneficial way. So I'm very excited. I think you guys will be very excited. Hopium Addict is something I'm super proud of. I think it shows how smart I am, and you guys, if you
all right, I'm good.
You are loving all this hopium that Trump is putting out there and all this optimism and all these positive statements. I'm proud of you. Good for you. You're very intelligent. You know what's going on. And you're keeping people's spirits up around you. If I was negative, people around me would be having panic attacks. I am lifting the vibration, lifting the spirit, lifting the happiness level of my own house and the adults in it. And so that's something I would like for people to
I'm sure your wife and elderly parents are thrilled by your delusions, Peter.
do more. Keep the hope up. Be optimistic. Be happy. Cheer people up. Let them know that Trump is more optimistic than ever, more confident he's ever been, that everything's going to work out just fine. And we're going to make America great again. So thank you for watching. I hope you like this. And God bless you. And God bless America.
0M80 says it does in fact show how intelligent he is. That's true. That's true. Did he do any Rumble videos? No. Cool. He does in fact have a Twitch channel now, guys, in case you are wondering. This is his channel if you wanted to check out any of his live streams. Looks like he's streaming next on the 10th or so. Alright, so that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you everyone for coming to the stream. I had a lot of fun. Who are we going to raid?
How dare you have...
Gave up on you a long time ago. You smell like the...
Your God gave up on you. Man, have you ever seen a Christian poor person, you dumb fuck?
combination of pneumonia and piss. You live in the gutter. If God had a choice between you and the pig, you're the filthy animal. The pig's dead. Oh. I'm just saying, Thanksgiving is...
yeah, he's part of the QAnon Anonymous podcast. I was wondering why I was following this guy. He's part of QAnon Anonymous. I haven't actually watched his individual streams, though. How long is Shark gonna go for? He's been on for 3 hours.
Inch resting. Inch resting.
Sure.
I think I'm missing something.
Have a good night, everyone.
People on TikTok built different. They really are.
Remember, tomorrow is the Patreon-only live stream, so make sure if you want to join that, subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/HannahReloaded, or you can type !Patreon in the chat to get a link if you'd like. We're going to be doing one every Sunday this month, okay? Remember, every Sunday this month we're going to be doing a Patreon-only live stream. So, become a part of that if you want to be a part of that. Redundant? More like marketing, am I right? Alright, have a good night, everyone. You're all valid, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're a Patreon. Or if I do a normal stream after the Patreon stream. I guess we'll see. It's September. I'm trying to maximize my efficiency. Later, guys.
That does make me